You're playing it? You're playing the song? How does it go? This is a Prince song? Prince song?
What's that?
The Prince song? Song by Prince?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, man. How has your week been? And how has I saw your Instagram post. You're changing that up, so that's good.
Yeah, I found some ways to do the captions and stuff that
What did you use for that? Did you use
I shot the video with Spark Video.
Yeah.
And then the top part I used VLLO, which is an app.
VLLO? Okay, I've never heard of that app. Okay.
That one allows you to do some the captions at the top, and then I'm using something called Mixed Captions, which pulls the audio out and transcribes. It does a pretty good accuracy. I pay a little bit for that service. It's like $10 a month.
I see. It's not bad. Why don't you just use InShot? And do you know IGTVs have auto captions, right?
Yeah, but this software makes it kind of easy to go in and clean it up. I don't know how does InShot do that easily?
No, InShot you could put the text on it, and then if you post it, there's a way you could have auto captions on there too. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So you've been posting. You're getting. I don't know why you posted like 5 different things though, but I don't know.
I got a whole interview. That's only a small part of that interview.
Can you post it on TikTok as well? A little bit. Okay.
On what?
TikTok.
Yeah, I have already.
Okay. Cool. Dope. Yeah, your link tree looks a lot cleaner for sure. So that's good. What else? Yeah. Other than that, what are you what's the? I mean, I think you posted an IGTV of you talking to.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is I'm taking that whole thing and I'm posting it as a highlight.
Okay, the whole thing of what you posted.
Yeah, and the ones that I haven't posted yet.
Okay. Um, and then remember, you need a geotag and use double worded hashtags. Yeah.
I think I use the geotag most of the time. I might have forgot it on one of them, but
No, you didn't use it. I mean, you used
oh
it on
well.
some of them, but not all of them. Anyways. But your hashtags you didn't use the double worded ones. Yeah, not.
I used a couple of them.
There's a few. But other than that, you're doing stories more, so that's good. People are responding to you. Or are they? They're watching your stuff, right? They're watching your stories.
A little bit.
That's
A
good.
lot of comments on that last one of the last videos I did.
The last one. Let me see. You got like one comment, I think. The last one.
I don't know. I kind of post my shit on Facebook and Instagram, so it's a little bit.
Mhm.
People seem a little more responsive on Facebook for some reason.
Yeah, because I think your audience is more on there, and then it's just more traffic for you, I guess, doing that. Um, that's good. Have you looked into using a GoSo? Think that could help you for engagement.
No, I'm not spending any money on that shit right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'll help you for engagement.
I'm looking for sales, not engagement.
Yeah, but you get as people see your engagement, that could lead into sales, right? Based on yeah. Anyways, just it's your branding for your page. How's um how's everything with Mustafa going?
He's doing really good.
Yeah, you helped him map out what he wants and stuff.
Yeah, he's going to start coaching entrepreneur. People start a business as an entrepreneur, and
Yeah.
the more they grow, the more they have to be leaders. So he wants to do like leadership training for startups.
Like, so he wants to train startups on leadership.
Yeah, he wants to help like the owners of small companies become better leaders.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Dope. Cool. Well, I guess I mean you've been implementing, so that's good. Like your stories and stuff. Do you have any questions? More
Not
than a
really,
coach. I don't know why you always say that. What does that mean? More than a coach.
because anybody can. The good news is anybody can be a coach. The bad news is anybody can be a coach. And
Yeah.
I'm a badass. I'm way beyond just what you get with a normal coach. I'm a fucking genuine marketing expert. I'm a business development expert. I bring
So
real expertise to the table.
so what are some things that so there like you said there's tons of other coaches, right? What makes you like what are some things that you teach that are different? And what's something that, makes you stand out?
Well, I've got encyclopedic understanding of marketing. I
Sure.
literally helped put together a marketing encyclopedia.
Sure. Okay.
I have I have amazing troubleshooting skills. So if you bring a problem to me, I am very good at diagnostically troubleshooting problems.
Okay.
I used to troubleshoot high tech electronics, and now I troubleshoot businesses, inner
Yeah.
game, outer game, business model, the whole thing. So I'm very very good at solving problems. You got a problem, bring it on.
Okay. Um so I mean a lot of the problems, so you said you do inner game and outer game? You do the inside
Yeah,
out.
most of the people that say that they're marketing, they've been doing it for 1 or 2 or 3 years. I've
Yeah.
been helping people improve their marketing since 1999.
Okay. 1999.
I've been trained by the best. I spent 7 years learning from Jay Abraham.
Yeah. And he's the best in marketing. So
You won't find anybody better than him.
so what I want you to do is think about those things, like those things that you could teach. If you could film that, those maybe like on a whiteboard and stuff, then you could post that content and it'll let people know, hey, Joe is, he knows his stuff because like he's posting about it. Obviously, you're not giving away all your secret sauce, but you're giving away like some of the marketing, the things that people don't know, you know?
Well, the stuff I just had Chris Burns do, I mean, it's really my superhero story told through
Okay, Chris,
him
okay.
giving words and energy into my superpowers. So
Yeah. Okay. Transferring your business. What pieces are missing? Joe gave me the tools to monetize my genius. Yeah, because I noticed there's a lot of people trying to do that now. They're trying to help people learn how to monetize their knowledge and stuff. So, like if you could show people examples of that, I mean, testimonials are good, but for example, like what I'm doing, right? I'm teaching people, but I'm not monetizing it through the coaching, and I'll make it into a course. But then I think, for example, the trouble would be promoting yourself. So you do everything from that, like teaching people how to promote themselves and how to get their message out there. Like, do you have a strategy for that? Because then you could teach that and post about that too.
say that again because I didn't quite catch what you were implying.
Like, do you have a way of helping people promote themselves? Say they have a hard time doing that. What is it that you do to do that? And how can
Well,
you
I mean, the whole business
have
happiness
yourself?
blueprint is figuring out the right business and what's your brand, what's your offer.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, completely.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, like for example, like I said, like for me, what would you troubleshoot for me? Would you be like, this is how I troubleshoot for you?
Give me a quality question so I can give you a quality answer.
So I guess troubleshooting would be, how do you go about promoting yourself without being salesy, for example?
Well, you need to use conversion content versus teaching content. So you
Yeah.
need to teach, but in the process of teaching, you need to teach people to want.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So in any given message, like in order for people to buy from you, they need to have some beliefs. They need to
Yeah.
have some beliefs about you. Like, does Ray really know his shit? Is Ray a good teacher? Can I learn from Ray? They need to have some beliefs about it, the product you're selling. It works.
Yeah.
It's proven. They need to really believe that I can do it. They need to have some beliefs about themselves, like I can do this. This will not only work for others; it'll work for me. They need to have some beliefs like I'm worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, when you're teaching, you want to like one of the mistakes people make, and I'm sure you've been on a webinar where people teach
Yeah.
and then they sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And while they're teaching, they're the cool kid on the block. And
Yeah.
as soon as they go into sales mode, they are not so cool anymore. You want to
Yeah.
bail.
Yeah.
Oh, sales pitch, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Why is that? Why is that the case for a lot of people?
Because it's because you are in a teaching mode and then you're in a selling mode. And so that's the mistake, is separating those modes.
Sure.
So what you want to do is while you're teaching, you want to install those beliefs about like, oh my God, this will work for me.
Yeah.
Ray knows his shit. Oh, I got to work with Ray. So you don't want to teach and then sell. You want to, while you're teaching, you're installing
Should you even
influence.
should you even teach? Because there's something that I heard is called show them like post about the what and then the why, but not the how. So teach them what they're doing wrong and why, but don't tell them the how until they buy from you.
You can teach the why and the what, but not the how. You need to have the know-how, but you give them know-how. Okay,
What does that mean?
you have to have the know-how. Like, I'm the expert,
Yeah.
but I'm going to teach you. I'm not going to teach. I'm going to give you no. I'm going to teach you none of the how.
Yeah.
That's what you get after you buy from me.
Yeah. So you get the how after you buy from me. See?
Yeah. How do you do that? Well, sign up for my program. We'll just do it.
Huh? Yeah.
People ask, like, can you teach me how? It's like, yeah, that's exactly what we do. After you pay your invoice, then I'll teach you how.
Why do people have such a hard time selling? Is it because they feel guilty for taking money? Like some people teach for free, like Penny was, but then there's the other spectrum where people don't even talk to you unless you pay, right?
Well,
So
there's a lot of reasons why. Um, First of all, I mean, most of us really had shitty sales training. It's like go out and sell Girl Scout cookies or go out and sell, fundraiser for, band uniforms. Okay. So it's like
yeah,
you go out and sell and they don't give you any training. So you say, want to buy some cookies? Somebody says no. Somebody says, you want to buy some cookies? No. You hear no once or two or five or 10 times. After a while, you go, this selling thing sucks. And then we get a lot of like emotional baggage associated with it. So if you've had no training and bad experience, then you're going to feel bad about it.
yeah. So I think like sales is something that's like, where did you learn how to do sales? Like, what's your sale? Like,
Well, I've
I know you
I've
went to
actually enrolled and participated in,
August.
last time I counted, 19 different sales schools.
You went to
So
19 different sales schools.
yes,
Oh wow, it's crazy.
I know more about sales than Grant Cardone, although he's making more money than me.
So why is he making more money if you're better at sales than him?
Because he's wired for that. Money doesn't really motivate me.
What motivates you?
Transforming humans from sucking its cells to doing well. I like changing lives for the better.
Yeah, that's good. Doesn't Grant want to do that too?
No,
He's
he
just
just wants to make money.
yeah, he does. He even said with Nicholas's
Grant, if you watched any of his interviews, he's motivated by fear. No matter how much he makes, it just in his soul, he doesn't feel anything is ever enough.
wow. Well, what did he say, or how did you get that perception?
Go to Google and type Grant Cardone London Real,
Yeah.
and watch his interview, and he'll tell you he's just in that interview. It's like, yeah, I'm motivated by fear.
Damn. Then does that mean that's good then? Because he got so far from that.
I don't know. I'm not going to say it's good or
So, so,
bad. It's
so
just who he is.
does that how about Tony Robbins? Do you think he's motivated by love or fear?
Tony Robbins is motivated by everything he can motivate himself by. I mean, the six human desires, or the six, he talks about the six human needs. So the
What
need
are they?
for,
Mhm.
was it the need for variety, the need for consistency, the need for giving, or the need for contribution.
Those are the six needs. Are so this is different from Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah, he has a different organization.
Okay, interesting. I don't know how that goes about, but cool. So I think what you're doing well so far, Joe, is obviously your content has improved a lot. Your stories. I would go live with someone, maybe with Chris or someone, and then after you go live, you could pitch them on like on a call with you or something. But yeah, dude, good job though. You've improved so much from freaking posting like random ass pictures to like showing your face now, showing testimonials. Like that's huge. So it's good. Um,
August.
so August, how are you?
I'm
August,
good, you guys.
how was your week? How was your week? Still there? Things
August, you're on stage.
you're on Clubhouse on stage. Yeah. Are you introvert, Joe, or extrovert?
Oh, I'm an introvert.
Really? Isn't
I've
that
worked hard to have social skills, but I'm naturally an introvert.
really? Yeah, I think I used to be. I mean, I think I'm introverted as well, but I had to learn to break that if I wanted to interview people and do my podcasts. So I had to step out of my comfort zone and do all that. But I've improved so much. I used to be so like depressed and like I don't know, just not low self esteem. It's just I think a lot of people have that like low self esteem, self worth, and it's an epidemic. I think that's the big pandemic, not this COVID thing. The pandemic is like people's lack of self love and self esteem, self confidence. Like imagine if we were all like kids again. Like we didn't fear anything. You would have no fears. You would go after whatever you want. But now because like Joe said, you have all these walls up because of being heartbroken, being rejected, being, put down. And it's like you're scared even to go after your dreams because you're afraid of failing in
I'm
front of
not
everyone.
afraid. I'm not afraid. It's just, it's weird. It's like, I just don't like, it's not a fruit bearing activity. It's not something that has a payoff. So why waste my time on shit that doesn't work?
What do you mean? What are you talking about specifically?
Like the whole quest for love and stuff. It's just,
Have you ever been in love, Joe?
oh, I've loved many women that just haven't loved me back.
I love I love many women, but they just haven't loved me back. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
So they never even loved you back at all, like
No,
not even for a day or a week.
no.
So is it because you were needy, or is it because you were too giving? Like, what do you think? Oh, August, he could shed some light on this. He talks about relationships on his podcast. Let us know how your podcast is doing, by the way. And August, chime in on this if you have any feedback. Ask some questions to Joe. Help him with his love life.
No, I got big giant protective walls up around my heart. I don't have time to get heartbroken, and
So you don't even
oh,
try anymore. You
it's just not fun.
just go
The
to the
process of pursuing women isn't fun.
just pay for sex.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, dude?
Now I was on the phone. That's what was.
Yeah.
I was having two conversations. I'm on the phone right now, currently. Like,
Oh, okay, okay.
but now, what were you saying about the podcast? What were you saying? And I know you guys were talking about introverted. I could hear just a little bit, but I couldn't.
No, I was telling like I asked Joe, are you introverted? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, me too. But you wouldn't know it from like, social media and stuff. But
I'm a highly trained at social skills introvert.
You know what? I think that's what social media is for, though, because it's like for us introverts to really like reign supreme because we don't actually have to be in somebody's face.
because we just pretend like we're social, but then
Yeah, all right here
most
behind our
of our
phone, all safe. Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, just 10 minutes ago, I had some girl, she messages me, and, there's only like 2 pictures in her profile. And she's saying, oh, I thought we live in the same area. I says, well, I used to live in that area, I'm just in Vegas now. And then it's like, well, I'm single and I like sex. Do you like sex? And I'm like, you're a fucking scammer.
Yeah.
Come on.
Don't fucking waste my time.
How do you say no to that?
You should go along with it sometimes, just to have just to waste their time, just like they're wasting other people's time.
Every single woman I've met online has been a scammer.
Really?
Every single one of them.
So what is that? Why is that coming up for you? Why is it that every woman you match with tends to be a scammer?
Because romance gets big bucks. If you can convince somebody, it's like, oh, I love you and I want to have sex with you, and
What do you want?
we all want to hear that shit.
Do you want a quick?
We all want to hear it.
Do you want quick one night stands, or do you want like a real relationship?
I want sacred, juicy love with my divine angelic lover.
You want to get married?
Huh?
You want to get married?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I want to do it the right way.
Yeah,
that's a problem too, is I want to do things God's way, but the women of this world now don't want to do things God's way.
Nope.
What is God's way? Did God show us a way?
Absolutely.
What is the way?
It's called marriage. It's called about, look, the marriage between a man and woman is not just something on this earthly plane. It's actually something that bridges the eternities. When you marry a woman, okay, you are connecting your parents, grandparents, great grandparents, all the way back to Adam and Eve. And you're also connecting the future, your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. So, a man and woman loving each other for the purpose of bonding and creating a family is like the most sacred thing that two people could do. The problem is nobody treats it as sacred. It's like, let's fuck around, let's get high, let's get wasted. Nobody treats it as sacred. That's a real big problem.
It's 2020, man. Well, 2021 now.
Yeah.
Things changed. I'm just
no one values, like when a man and woman love each other and they're committed to actually being sweet to each other and creating, an eternal companionship. I mean, that's a huge, beautiful thing. But people's heads aren't there. People live in the moment. They don't give a fuck about the long term.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's only $40 to get some. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, there's a difference between getting some and actually being in a true loving relationship.
Yep.
I could go out and get some. I'm in Vegas. I could fucking pick up a phone and fucking have a hooker over here in fucking 15 minutes.
Does that?
Bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I'm looking for.
But
it's transactional. I actually want somebody in my life that gives a shit about me.
What if you go to
that girl that you pay a couple $100 for? She don't give a shit.
So you want to? Okay. How about getting someone from the club, but they come with
Hey
you?
guys, sorry, I'm a little late.
What's up?
Hey, Penny.
Yo.
I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on.
I like how Penny's name has Mars in it. Is that really because we're about to go to Mars, right? Elon Musk and everyone, they're trying to get us to Mars now.
Are you going?
Well, how much is the average flight for the cost for a flight now? I think it's gonna be like
more than you can afford.
The cost
No.
is gonna be like less than 6 figures, so it's totally doable. But
You better start saving up now.
yeah, but I'm just interested in knowing like whose idea was it to Mars, and like I was watching this YouTube video. It's like they're gonna go to Mars, and from there they're gonna use 3D printing, machine printing, and then go to another planet, and then go to Pluto. So they're gonna start hopping planets with this like 3D printing machines and stuff, starting from Mars. And I was like, dang, like this is like real life Star Trek. It's kind of crazy.
I'll say some stuff that you know that's gonna be too far out for you. You know what I'm saying? But we already been to Mars.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I sent you the video, but I guess you didn't watch it.
No, the one about the Anunnaites or something. What is it called?
The Anunnaki, yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
Anunnaki. Yeah. Um,
Yeah. I sent you the video.
I'm a
Watch. I
big
know you
fan of
didn't watch it.
terra firma.
I saw the
But
I
look,
saw the
I didn't
Keeping
watch
us
your video
on
yet.
this planet.
I saw the
I didn't
short
watch.
one.
I didn't watch your video yet either. So we both in the same boat.
Yeah, I saw the short one. But yeah. Anyways, Penny, how has I will watch it though. But wait, did you finish watching the AI one? Finish watching the AI one?
Not yet.
See,
I gotta watch it.
you didn't watch
Yeah.
it either.
I know. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
Yeah. Penny, I was gonna ask you. So how many people tagged you on their story? How did that go?
Um, I feel like a lot of people shared their story, but they did not tag me. I only had like a handful of people tag me. So
Yeah.
honestly, I don't even know if people are sharing on their story. That's why I'm like, it's kind of hard for me to track. I
Yeah.
I
It's
would go
not
to
like
their so all the people that commented, I would go to their page to see if they shared the story, but some of their accounts are private, so I can't even see their story.
yeah.
And I would say I only have a handful of people that actually tagged me in their story. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that I should just include the people that commented anyway, or should I only include the ones that shared in their story? Because the ones that shared in the story, I actually got a message, like a message letting me know that they tagged me.
Oh, that was for the money. The
The
300
three
giveaway.
tiers money giveaway. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think
So for all the ones that tagged me, I want to include them in the giveaway, but I feel like some of them didn't even share on their story. So I don't know.
yeah, I would just do that. I would do it on your story. Are you getting more story views and stuff?
Okay, so what should I include the ones that did not share in the story? Like, should I include them in the giveaway or not?
Yeah, so I would maybe make another post or like on it or go live and then be like everyone who commented on my giveaway, go and tag me on your story and then just go live.
Penny, look at the comments I wrote in the chat. It's like, hey, Penny, I saw your comment on my post. I love your engagement. Thank you so much. Or, hey, Penny, I just saw you liking my post. I love your engagement. Thank you so much. So, like, that's a way to just, so somebody, you did your post, you did your video, and now people like commented and like, now you want to go back and private message them and say, hey, thanks for liking my post or thanks for commenting on my post. Thank you. I love your engagement. I appreciate it. And now you can start a conversation.
Okay. So I should probably let them know, like, hey, I just in order for you to qualify for the giveaway, you have to share in your story. So just make sure you don't forget to do that. Or
You would want them to share you on their story so you get more exposure. But
so if I do personally message them, or okay, so all the people that commented, what I've been doing is replying to their comment and say, hey, make sure you don't forget to share in your story. You have to tag me, blah blah blah.
yeah,
If they don't tag me, then should I just not include them at all in the giveaway?
it's up to you, honestly. It's because it's your money. But I would say, I would say, I would go live, like I said, and then on the live, be like, hey guys, thank you everyone for, you know, tagging me and stuff like that. This just shows you how much a money giveaway gets people to just like engage.
Okay, I have to tell you guys something really cool though.
Yeah.
So because I did that giveaway, one of my friend actually saw that I did that giveaway and she donated another $300. So I'm actually doing a surprise for an additional three people. So
Wait, what? What do you mean?
I thought that was cool.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, so
Another
not only
300?
am I actually doing just three people, I'm gonna do six because, and people don't know that, but when I do the
Why don't
live,
you
I'm
post
gonna do,
another one and be like, hey, another friend
huh?
donated, so we could do go.
What?
I don't know. You could do another post and be like, hey, actually, I don't know if you want to stick with that instead of doing
I
another.
kind of almost want to do a surprise so that people would want to participate in the future, you know?
Well, I feel like so your friend donated another $300.
Yeah, she donated another $300 because she really liked that I was doing that giveaway, and so she wanted to donate and sponsor me and do another
Oh,
$300.
your son is calling you.
Yeah, buddy. I know, I can see it.
What's up? He's where you guys going? Where you guys going?
So I actually picked up my son from my brother's house, so we're actually going home now. But
Oh, okay, okay,
um yeah, I picked him up from my brother's house, so we're just driving home.
nice.
But yeah, so I think
Wait,
what
so
I'm
your
gonna
friend's
do.
gonna give you $300, or she wants to
No,
be part of the game?
she already sent me the $300, so I have the $300. So I'm actually
Oh,
giving away $600 now, but people don't know that.
okay, or you could pocket that, and then no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
And then
goodness,
and then and then you just
that's so horrible.
basically save money. Just kidding. Wait,
Yeah. I don't know, not right now, buddy. I'll look for it later. I'm driving right now.
should
Um.
So you're
So
asking what to do with that $300 or how to announce it?
so no, I'm asking like if I should include all the people that did not share in their story. So the ones that included are just a handful of people. Although I did get 400 comments on there, I think what I'll do is I'll go through the comments and I'll let them know like, hey, don't forget to share the story and tag me. That's part of
Oh,
the requirement if you want to be included in the giveaway.
uh-huh.
And so I think that's what I'll do, and I'll just kind of see the ones that I get for the stories, and I'll just include the ones for the story because for each tag they get is one entry. So you know that's a lot of entries. I mean that's a lot of people that they've tagged too. So I mean they would wanna participate. They would wanna share in the story if they want to like be in it or be part of the giveaway.
Yeah, it's just I think they just initially look at cash and they're just kind of like, let me just tag, you know.
A
But
bunch of
I don't think they saw that part. They shared this video on your story, tag me because you added that later too. Remember? But
yeah, that's true.
like
So I
like
think maybe okay,
yeah.
if that's the case, then maybe what I'll do is I'll just include all the people that commented. Then all the people that commented and tag other people.
Yeah, and then like I said, you could go live and then tell people, hey, like I actually got another 300 to share with you guys or something.
I don't think you really have to give a lot of cash. I mean, obviously you've put this out there and you basically said this is what I'm going to do. And so, but you can give away, a $20 Amazon gift card or get a bunch of Amazon gift cards. It's just, what you're trying to do is engage people and get their greed glands going a little bit. And there's just different ways to do that. And, you could give away free coaching sessions. You could give away, um, you know, like everybody doesn't get free coaching, but, I'm going to do one winner and you're going to get a free coaching session. You
Yeah.
know, and you want to create value around what you do, not value around the cash.
Okay. So, well, the thing is, I'm already doing the cash thing, so I have to finish that. And then, my friend donated $300, so I want to be able to give that away too, because that's the purpose of why
Yeah,
she did that.
you
Yeah.
want to you want to remain in integrity with any promises you've already made.
Yeah. So, I think I'll go ahead. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll go through all the comments and look at all the people that have. Okay, so maybe I'll include all the people that had tagged me into the giveaway, but I'll just give them a reminder to share the story. Share.
I think you want to start putting some content out that's short, I watched part of your videos, like 45 minutes long, one of them.
Mhm.
And that's a long time to commit, so look for doing like 2 to 3 minute type videos or 5 to 7 minute type videos. Like, let me give you one tip or one gold nugget for the day or three secrets to getting over an ex or three secrets of leaving a toxic relationship or three secrets to determining if your relationship is worth saving or three tips for this or that or the other, or one tip, you know, and you start creating that kind of content. So like three tips for getting over an ex. A lot of people are still trying to get over an ex. And so it's like they'll pay attention to it, not because you're such a badass coach, but you're talking about real problems that they're experiencing. So you don't want to talk about like, here's why I'm a great coach. You want to talk about like, are you having this problem? Like, here's a way to here's like 3 hacks to help you deal with that kind of problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Give value, give value, give value.
The 45-minute video that you watched was actually me trying to share my story.
No, and that's fine. It's just 45 minutes is a lot of attention
I
span.
honestly want to take out that video. Like, I want to take out
No,
that
don't
video.
take it out. Look, I'm just telling you, like.
Did you get feedback on that? What did your friends say? What did people say?
Huh?
Did you get feedback on that?
A lot of my friends, they all loved it, but I don't know. I think that video, I just wasn't like very proud of.
What's your first one?
Don't worry about it. Just
It's
go
your
make
first
some new
one, so
videos.
good job,
Yeah. Okay.
And then like Joe said, if you make more content like that, and then at the end you say, "Hey, DM me if this spoke to you, or you want to chat more about this," and you can tell them about your coaching program.
Yeah. I did go live today. I had about 10 people engaging in my live, and I just kind of talked about stuff, and a bunch of people responded.
What did
And
they
then I talked
say?
a little bit about the coaching.
How'd it go?
It was good. Nobody messaged me yet, but a lot of people that I didn't really know engaged, and they just kind of asked about me, like what I do for a living, da 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 da. I just talked a little bit about myself, and then yeah.
Okay, that's
And
good.
then I just told them if they wanna, if they have questions about my coaching program, they can reach out, message me, and stuff like that.
Are you posting some of this on your Facebook too? I feel like if you do that, you'll get a lot more reach.
No, I haven't. It's
You get a,
mainly just Instagram.
you get a lot of reach on your Facebook too.
Yeah, I think I should probably think about doing Facebook too.
Yeah.
The quick answer is
Yeah, but then other than that, I think you said you're gonna go live with your friend again, the other person.
Yeah, I do. We're talking about her schedule. I'm planning to go live again with her, and then so we're gonna try to do that sometime, not this week, but next week, because this week is pretty busy for both of us. So we're gonna try to do that next week. But for the short videos, the short clips, okay. But I guess you guys don't think I should archive the my story video, right? You think I should just continue to keep posting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing you can do is take that story video and chop it up into little 2-minute chunks.
And then repost
Okay.
it. You see?
Yeah. Well, chop it up into 2 minutes, like in other words, don't make people consume 45 minutes of your story. Pull out like the 2 and 3 minute chunks that you could IGTV or even 60-second. Hey, let me share the screen, Ray.
Sure.
So I put this video up on Facebook. It's only 43 seconds long. I got 203 views, 6 shares, 4 comments. Oops, wrong device.
What are you using to edit your videos? InShot?
No, I'm using Spark and VLLV or something like that. And this one was done completely inside of Spark. Hey, now it's Joe Nicasio, your business coach. question of the day. What's the difference between a friend and a stranger? The quick answer is a friend is a stranger that you have a conversation with. Once you have a conversation, you can become friends. So if you want more friends, start having more conversations with strangers. You never know, you might meet some amazing people. I have an interesting belief that everyone you meet has magic in them. And if you don't see it, you just lack the genuine curiosity to find out what their genius is. So if you meet strangers, have some genuine curiosity, find out about them. You might just find out they have some magic and some genius, and you might find you're making a new friend.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people. So that was 43 seconds, and I got like 200 views and a lot of likes, and I even got some comments. Like people are really like, that's exactly the message I needed to hear right now, you know?
Yeah.
So 43 seconds though, and you know, people are paying attention to it. People can handle 43 seconds. People have like really short attention spans.
They do. Yeah. That's why even some of my posts are like 5 minutes. That's even long. Like my podcast too. Like I don't know anyone who, not many, like these days it's like TikTok. They like quick things, you know? They're like, everyone has ADD. So
People search the internet like a crack crazed monkey searching for a banana.
what is that blue light, Penny? Oh, is that your car thing? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Joe, yeah, everyone's on crack, you're right.
Well,
Everyone,
people search the internet like a crack crazed monkey searching for a banana.
everyone's doing drugs now, that's true. That's true.
So you know, just people have like really short attention spans, and so like just know it and tap it. You know, like so like if you put out short punchy videos, and not saying that that was the best video ever, but um, version 1 is better than version none.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, could my videos be better? Absolutely. But, you know, I get it out there.
Yeah.
But little 43 seconds, it's snappy. You know, you start putting out short videos like that, and people will expect, oh, Penny puts out short videos, and she gives a lot of value in like 1 or 2 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So you want to like, because then they'll, not only will they watch, like if you can get them to watch it the first time and it was punchy and good, then they'll watch a second one and a third one, because you start to manage the expectations that, you know, oh, I can fit in 2 minutes.
How do
Fitting
you
in 2 minutes is easy. Fitting in 20 minutes is kind of like I'm busy AF.
Yeah. So many people are busy AF all the time.
Well, I got all the time in the world, but that's another story.
What does that mean? I don't get it.
No, it's just a belief. I have all the time in the world.
That's true.
Versus I have absolutely no time. I use some really good killer time management stuff. So
You do? Like what? I want to learn.
I want to learn.
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah. No, because I've been having trouble these days. Like I need to get up earlier. I know that, but I need to like have a system of like, these are what I'm gonna do today. This, you know. But yeah, I'm always down to learn.
Hey, you want some time management?
Sure. Um, Crush the year. I like all these stock photos.
You know, the preloaded year. You know, the problem is your time's out of control. You're chasing bright, shiny objects. You're hopeful about next year. It could go either way. The promise is you can, if you do preload your year, put your schedule in the driver's seat, you create a pathway to profit. You have more certainty,
like,
you know, and you can crush the year.
Yeah.
Why do you want to preload your year? Cash flow follows calendar. So what you want to do is put your cash generating activities on the calendar a year ahead of time. Once you have your calendar pre-planned for the whole year, you only need to think once, because it's like going into the year on railroad tracks. Like, I know these are the activities that I need to do to crush the year. And then what you want to do is you want to take your year calendar and you want to put the milestones. So you want to start with the big rocks. What are my big money making activities? You know, those need to happen 4 times a year, 6 times a year. And then then what are the support activities around that? Those are your pebbles. Okay.
Okay.
And then you don't worry about scheduling the sand because and then you want to start asking, if I had like a really killer year with my, and I really got a lot of shit done, what would break first? So you want to plan ahead for contingencies for getting really busy because you're doing everything right. So then you plan your plan. And so you start with a big rock builder. What are the big rocks? The things that bring in, what are my money making activities and how frequently do I run them? And then what's the pebbles? What are my holidays from, like me and my family? What are my deliverables I need to deliver for my customers? So, and then what you want to do is just put those big activities on the year, and it looks something like this. And you'll notice that there's a lot of white space. So, the big black things are things that are, this is my coach does this. So, what are my big activities for my paying clients? What are my big activities for my ultra paying clients? What are the activities that will fill up my high ticket program? What are my deliverables? So you have all this stuff in the calendar, and if I do these big things, everything will fall into place. And there's a lot of white space in between for all your preparation for these big things. But ultimately,
Black belt.
yeah. How was that for a little bit of time management?
I mean, that doesn't show me the tools, but I get. So, do you plan out your whole year in advance? Like, do you plan out everything you're gonna do for the months?
All the big stuff, yeah.
Okay, so every
I
day.
know. If I do a webinar once a month, I'll easily hit 6 figures.
Yeah, you do webinars once a month.
I do some form of a webinar, yeah.
What is it, like a Facebook Live?
Like I just did a thing. It wasn't like a big webinar. It was just, hey, I'm doing a brainstorm on lead generation. I've studied marketing for decades, and I know a lot about lead generation, but I've also learned a lot in the last 12 months. So I'm going to do a brainstorm on the latest stuff I've learned about lead generation. Would you like to join me?
For lead gen? Okay.
So then I had 4 or 5 people show up, and you give them some value, and at the end, you invite them into taking an action with you.
Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, I mean, most of my thing, like my sales process, is just like people booking like calls from Instagram. But I did the webinar a couple times. That's how I got some people in. But I gotta keep doing more webinars, so I'm gonna probably do that. But
You got to tighten up your webinars. You got to make them. You need to make them punchy. You need.
yeah,
I saw your webinar. You have a lot of text on your screen.
yeah,
Did I show you how I do my webinar?
Sure.
Did I?
I think a little bit. It was like a little bit of text, right?
Yeah, it's almost no text.
Yeah.
So, here, let me pull something up here.
I want to talk my podcast with you guys too when y'all get.
Yeah. Let's
talk about it.
Let's talk about that after Joe shares his what he's doing too.
All right.
So, I do a thing, do what you love, share the love, receive the love. So this is one of the webinars on share the love. And, this is kind of my whole system. And we're going to just talk about promotion today. And, but you notice there's it's almost all image. If you share the love, you can expand your impact. The challenge is if you're not good at sharing the love, there's not an awareness of your contribution. So there's emotions in the image. I speak more with the pictures than we do with the text.
Yeah.
There's a lack of understanding about your superpowers and your transformation, which means you're going to have small sales, and it really limits your potential to playing. You end up playing a small game. But if you get good at sharing the love, you're going to create market awareness, all these excited seniors, and your prospects.
Go back. Let me see that. Seniors. Create market awareness. I like how they're all old people. Like, is that the market you are marketing to?
No, it's just people are aware of what it's just an excited crowd. That's all I wanted here.
Okay, that's funny.
And then if you're real good at sharing the love, your prospects will understand and appreciate and even desire your service. and that's going to lead to sales, money, and success. And ultimately, you can really make a difference, impact more people, and you prosper yourself and you prosper your clients. So, who should you share the love with? People that don't even know that you exist, people that know you exist and haven't bought, plus your current and past clients. You should share the love with them. So, the bottom line is if you don't play your horn, there isn't any music. If you don't share the love, if you don't market and promote, you're not going to have much business. So,
So true.
your goal is as much as possible for as little as possible, And so then I got some teaching, quality literature, Salesforce, internet
Well, why don't you
marketing. I
go
need to
through,
improve these slides a little
why,
bit,
why don't you
public
go through
relations,
yourself, Joe? Why don't you talk about yourself at all here in your webinar?
because it's not about me.
No, but usually webinars they have like, hey, this is me, this is who I am, and then let me.
Well, I have a presentation like that, where I have slides about me, you know. Oops.
Got more smarts on the tip of his pinky. Yeah, Les Brown.
Yeah, I used to be an electrical engineer. I've made a million. I've lost everything. I've come back.
How did you lose everything?
It's a long story. You really don't want to hear it. But,
Yeah,
technology cycles are
I heard
brutal.
you. Okay.
No, technology cycles are brutal. One day you're
I wanna
hot.
hear the story.
Huh?
I want to hear the story.
Yeah. Story time. If you want to share.
Just make it a short version.
No, I made a million selling like high ticket instructional development software. I became like one of the top sales guys in the country. And then what happened is we were teaching people how to create training modules on CD-ROM, and then the internet came along, and nobody wanted, and the company didn't really adjust the software quick enough, and everybody went to different kinds of solutions. So what was hot one day became just dead. So there was part of that. Part of it was I was just marketing by brute force at the time. I was not a marketing expert back then. This was my humbling experience and my humiliating experience where I made a lot and it was very humiliating. So there was a part of like ego or pride, like thinking I knew more than I knew. That was definitely part of it. There were people I was dealing with that were not being honest and straight with me. They used to pass leads from me to me from the factory. And what they started doing was taking the sales direct and then sending me all the people they couldn't sell. So I was pouring a lot of energy into people that were like the worst people to sell to. So there's a lot of factors. And I was pumping money into marketing campaigns to try and sell a product that people were interested in, but then they stopped being interested in.
Okay, so you lost. How'd you lose the money though? You said you made $1 million.
I was spending money on a business that I thought was going to grow, and it was dead.
So you're reinvesting into that business, and it never grew.
I was reinvesting into that business, and it died. Okay.
It died from a lack of.
I was putting money into a corpse. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And I didn't pick up the market signals until it was too late.
The industry changed.
The industry changed.
That's what they say in the music business: either adapt or die.
Yeah, it's like trying to sell, vinyl records in a MP3 world.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
It's trying to sell 8-track tape.
I think one of the things that made me so well, I'm not super successful in music, but I make money off of it monthly. You know what I'm saying? And my sales kind of like dictate. You know what I mean? But one of the things that kind of propelled me a lot before a lot of my classmates is because I got a distribution deal early, where a lot of people were still in the whole CD world, where they were still trying to pass out CDs and different things like that. I was step ahead because I always had my ear to the news and what was going on business wise in hip hop, and I acquired a distribution deal. I was fortunate enough to acquire it, and I got they originally were trying to get the distribution deal for myself as an artist, but I had already established my label because I was gonna do, I was gonna do it full time. So I'm gonna assign other people to it. I was forward thinking. So I'd already established my label. So I did it through my label versus through me as an artist. So like the artist that I have now, he's pretty big, LeBlanc. He's not signed under me. He's signed under my label. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
me being able to adapt to that very early on, where I was always distributing my music digitally on all the platforms. You know what I mean? Because the streaming, that's when streaming was coming into play, and people was like, you know, early on, what the hell do I look like paying, you know, $4.99 a month for
Yeah.
you know for a service when it, you know, it sounded crazy, right? And then
Yeah.
music started, the cars started to change, and you started to need, you know, it was Bluetooth, so you needed to have these streaming services, and it become a, you know, it started to become a part of people's budget, pretty much.
Sure.
I mean, so, but by me already being established on those platforms, helped me out very, very early.
Yeah, let me finish my story because it doesn't end in failure.
Yeah, it never does. It never does.
That was just that was the climax, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is every master was once a
What is
disaster.
there is no
That's right.
failure.
I'm not going to
That's right.
stop at just the disaster.
You either
So the ash will come out of Phoenix.
you either learn or you win.
My midlife crisis turned into a midlife calling because what happened is after I lost all that money, by the way, I didn't file bankruptcy. I paid everyone back and it took me over 15 years.
Well, okay. It took you 15 years to pay everyone back. Holy shit.
Yeah, over 15.
Oh my god.
Closer to 20. Yeah. But the thing is losing all that money, I got really pissed at myself. I actually went through the whole bipolar thing because, you know, depression is anger turned inward. I was really, you know, I'm a smart guy. I'm not supposed to fail because I'm a smart guy, right? And so the thing is I went, the thing is, I didn't chase the money the second time. I chased the truth. I chased the wisdom. Okay. And because of that failure, that's why I have the wisdom I have now, is because I've been on a multi-decade quest for the truth because I never, ever, 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 ever want to fail in business again. That's why I'm such a badass, is because I've learned all the ways you can fail in business and I've learned how to prevent those things from happening.
Wow.
And I was mentored by geniuses. I spent 7 years plus learning from Jay Abraham. I spent over 25,000. I went on an obsessive compulsive quest for the truth. I was studying long hours to learn everything I could about the truth.
What is truth? What truth are you talking about?
The truth of what works.
Okay.
Business is not risky. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you will never, like, unless it's an act of God, you will not fail in business if you know what you're doing.
Unless if it's an act of God. Interesting you say that.
I mean, there are reasons
You know
that
they
are not
do
your
that
fault,
on
but
airplanes
if
too?
you do things right. But I have like this encyclopedic knowledge. This is all the stuff, you know. Jay asked me to go. I went to a $5,000 seminar. I put $500 on a credit card. And after that, they said, "You want to come to the next seminar?" I'm like, I'm still trying to pay for the first one. And they said, well, can you barter? And I'm like, what could I possibly barter? And they said, we need transcription. So they sent me boxes and boxes and boxes of audio cassettes sorted by these 30 topics. And I listened more and I transcribed onto a yellow pad and I summarized all this shit up and typed it up and sent it into Jay Abraham's office. And it all went into the Jay Abraham Marketing Encyclopedia. And because of that mentorship, because of that apprenticeship, because I am a Jay Abraham protege, okay, my knowledge of marketing is encyclopedic. And I challenge, you know, like you'd be very hard pressed to find somebody that knows as much about marketing. You know, Jay knows more than me, but I couldn't have had a better teacher.
Why is Jay known as a marketing guru?
Good marketing. He marketed himself that way, and he knows his shit, man. Okay. Jay is a genius in his own right, and he's also a genius at extracting genius from other geniuses and using it, putting it into action.
Okay. That's good. I mean, maybe you could turn that into a course if you have all that knowledge too, you know, or stuff like that. But
I got this shit on video. It's out there. I mean, I've these slides that I'm showing you, I've made it into videos and it's out there. I mean,
sure. Were you finishing your story, Joe? Was that so?
Yeah, I mean, I could go deeper into it, but I want to be respectful of time.
Sure.
But the point is I'm, because of my failure, that's what motivated me to shift out of technology and into marketing and really mastering business, marketing, business models, what makes a business really work. Like, I'm a bit, I used to be an electronics troubleshooter, and
Yeah,
now I'm a business troubleshooter. And all that high tech troubleshooting,
yeah,
it's like it's a transferable skill. And
it's good.
my diagnostic skills are just, they're like way the fuck up here.
It's good. So for for well, Penny, you told her you just post content and use that to draw people in, right? That's what you said. Or that's your diagnostic for Penny right now.
Well, I think, you put those videos out there, you want to just kind of ping people back. Like, hey,
Yeah,
hey, Sally, I saw your comment on my post. I love your engagement. Thank you so much.
yeah, and then DM them and talk to them.
Yeah, that's what I would DM them that.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, so and so, thank you for liking my post. I love your engagement.
Might come off as a little spammy though. You know what I'm
Huh?
saying? Might come off
Do you
spammy.
Penny.
Do you guys think I should just do instead of a long video, should I just do a short video of like dedicating it just for the program that I'm offering?
Like a short video talking about your program for the coaching.
Yeah.
Um,
No. Yes, no, kind
well,
of.
yes and no.
The other library.
Let me, I think what you want to do, I think what you don't want to do is just like, okay, here's a video, watch this video, buy my program. I think that's too much. I think that's too much. But what you want to do is, there's this idea of a perfect prospect pipeline. And so you want to have, hand raising content. Okay. And what you want to do is create what's called an indoctrination event. So make like a video that does explain who you are and what you're offering. And then from there, you want to move them to a funnel filter, which is like an application form. Like if you want to be a client, you need to fill out an application. And then what you want to do is
But what is
do
IE? Can
a
you go over?
short
Okay.
indoctrination event.
What is that?
So, and then from there, you want to move them to a strategy session where you actually do the sales conversation. But the point is this is what's called a perfect prospect pipeline.
Indoctrination event? What do you do there?
So what you want to do is, I think we talked about this before, is like, here's the promise of my program. Here's the the problems, 1, 2, and 3 that stop you from getting that. I have a program that, I fix this problem this way, and I fix this problem this way, and I fix this problem this way. Okay. And there might be even depth to it. So there's like 9 accelerators. Okay. So an indoctrination event would be explaining your program so that people have an understanding of what you're up to. If you want my help, then go to the next step, which is click onto my calendar. Okay, and then when they go to the calendar, you're gonna ask some questions to pre-qualify.
Does that make sense, Penny?
Yeah, I think we talked about that strategy. I have been mapping that out quite a bit, and
Can you share that with us?
it
Do you have that mapped out? Can you share that?
it's actually in my notebook. I don't have it with me right now.
Where is it?
Um, it's actually in my car, but
You should go because we could literally go over your course right now with Joe,
okay,
and then if you want to go get it real quick.
okay, hold on
What
one
we
second.
want to do is your
Hold on,
business,
Joe.
your marketing is like
Wait.
volleyball.
Wait, I'm gonna use the restroom. Can you hold on real quick?
Okay.
Be quiet.
You want me to explain this to you?
Yeah.
So, it's like volleyball. You have a dig, a set, and a spike. So the first thing you're marketing you want people to do is basically, raise their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Engage.
then what you want to do is nurture them to, raise the temperature. Okay. And then what we want to do is get them into an appointment on the calendar. Okay. So you can have a conversation that leads to cash.
So what do you mean by raise their hand?
Okay. So the first thing you got to do is get them to raise their hand. And so this is called lead generation. But then what you want to do is do what's called lead nurturing. And so this is where people drop the ball. Okay. So people come in, the job of marketing is just to get people to raise their buying temperature. And they might only be a 1 buying temperature on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. The job of marketing is to get people in and to raise the buying temperature over time. And the next job of marketing is to fill your calendar with 8s, 9s, and 10s on buying temperature.
I got a question. What does it mean to raise their hand? Like, how do you get them to raise their hand?
Hey, August, I just baked some warm chocolate chip cookies and they just came out of the oven. Would you like one?
That's and me responding to that.
Yeah, I just baked some warm chocolate chip cookies. They're hot out of the oven. Would you like one? That's a hand raising question.
Oh, okay.
So what would Penny say? Or
Like I just put together a video on the 3 things that stop you from having business happiness. Would you like me to send you a link?
okay, so that's your lead magnet.
That's a lead magnet. I have many lead magnets.
So what are the
Hey guys, I cannot find my notebook. I think I left it at work.
Oh shoot, okay. So
Yeah.
so what do you want to just share? You want to have Joe just map it out if you have it on your head?
Okay, so I think the problem is
What's your promise that you're delivering?
oh, the promise.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Where are you?
That's really cool.
What are you using to draw that, Joe? It's pretty cool.
My iPad, Notability.
Nice.
So the promise is to help people overcome whatever obstacles or issues they have.
That's not a problem.
This
You're
is
like this. What is this
everybody's always
specific?
different.
What's the outcome?
The outcome is peace of
What's the
mind.
positive outcome?
Peace of mind, emotional stability. They can learn how
No, peace of
to.
mind is great. Peace of mind is great. That's a great outcome. Can you deliver peace of mind to people?
Okay.
Can you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
What are
I
the
can.
3 things that stop people
my
from
goal-
getting
my
that
goal
peace
is
of
to do
mind?
it.
What was that?
My goal is to give people peace of mind.
So what are the 3
So I
things that
said,
stop people?
the 3 things is their life situation, their emotional instability, and I have some notes. I don't remember. But okay, if I really map it out overall, like the majority of people, I would say it's emotional instability, um, time managing, and their life situation, whatever it is. It could be their environment, their association, all of that too.
How much you
Okay.
charge for a coaching call?
What?
Huh?
How much do you charge for a coaching call?
$20 per coaching call. So,
Yeah,
but then,
stop it. Stop
well,
it. You're worth
I know,
more
no,
than
I know. We talked about $1,500 for a 3-month program. That's
Yeah.
the plan.
Don't charge per call.
What?
I don't think you should charge per call. I think it should be like a
No, we're not. No, we're not. But like, we're doing a program, right? A 3-month program, right? So
yeah.
$1,500 for a 3-month program. But if I were to calculate that and break it down per call, it's 4 times a month every week. So that's $20 a month if I do the math correctly, right?
Wait, what? No, 12
No, no, no.
divided, 12,
Okay, obviously, I can't
divided
do math.
by 1,500 is that's around 100, under $130 a call, which is I guess kind of pricey, but I mean,
Where'd you get 20 from?
huh?
Where'd you get 20 from?
I don't know.
I know.
What is
I obviously,
what is
okay, I
peace
can't
of
do math.
mind worth?
What is your time worth?
What?
No. What is peace of mind worth?
Is worth everything.
Yeah, and you're only charging $20. So if you don't value it, why would anyone else value it?
Yeah.
Hold on one second, guys. Go ahead and keep talking. I'm listening. I gotta put this boy down. I mean, not literally, but like, yeah.
So you move people from lose your mind to peace of mind. That's a big transformation.
Lose your mind to peace of mind.
Or from chaos.
That's huge. Yeah, you can't even. People would pay tens of thousands.
And you're charging $20 for this. I think you're taking on a lot. What's the cost of doing business with you? 20. What's the cost of not doing business with you? Basically living in hell.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the struggles that they deal with every day, and they don't know how to go about how to manage their situation, or like how to approach their situation mentally.
Yeah, so they have a problem. So they don't know how to handle their time. Their environment and situation is not supportive, and they don't manage their emotions very well.
When you're done mapping that, can you screenshot that and put it into the resource or the yeah, post it in Slack so I can look at it. Yeah.
Resources.
So how do you fix their environment or their situation? So now what are the 3 fixes to the 3 problems?
So in order to fix their environment is to teach them how to disassociate themselves from, it could be from their current association, or how to teach them how to recognize like toxic people in their life, or how to go about not attaching themselves to certain people just to keep relationships.
I got a question. How do you recognize
Why are your toxic friends?
I'm sorry?
How do you recognize toxic people in your life?
You can recognize toxic people if you're not if when you're around them you don't feel good about it, or if it feels like a one-upsmanship, or if they're not celebrating your success but more so like putting you down, or just making you feel really crappy about yourselves, and not necessarily celebrating the happy things in your life. That's kind of one way I would say you can recognize that. And even sometimes some people keep friendships in their life that it's not really good for them, and they think, oh yeah, we've been friends since childhood, but what if that friend is around but that friend isn't really as supportive as far as like whatever you want to, like the people in your life should be striving with you and not necessarily holding you back.
There's good indicators, like are they flaky?
About some people in my life right now.
Like, do they keep their word?
Right.
I have no room in my life for flaky friends.
For what?
Exactly. So like more so like accountability too. Like, are these people in your life accountable to you? Are they
Mm.
loyal? Like, are they meeting
See,
your, your
I only got
expectations
a
of
few.
them?
I only got a few friends, like a very very small circle. And I used to think cause like I work real hard at everything, and I can never keep a lot of people around me because like they be. I even had a conversation with this one guy that I was trying to go into business with, just to take the music, what I mean, take over this area that I'm in music wise, because they've been here for a long time. And I was like, this is when I had my trucking company, and I had him riding with me because all my drivers quit, so I had to drive myself. So I'm in the truck. I have him ride with me. I'm paying him. He's flat broke. He has no money. So I'm like, I'm gonna get you on your feet, and then what I mean, we could build. But I wanted to like spend some time with him before I
Yeah.
started to do business with him to kind of like get a gauge on his mind to see if I even liked him or something. You know what I mean? Just to see if he, see what type of person he was, and
Yeah.
see if he was a good person, had like humility and honor and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
um I told him, like, because I knew him from a long time ago. I'm like, listen, I just felt like we just were like in this constant competition thing. And if we can put that
Yeah.
to the side and just work together, I guarantee you we will both become successful. But he just
Right.
could not stop competing with me. And I wouldn't be at war with him, but I could just see him like,
Yeah, it's
you know what I
ego.
mean, just doing little stuff. Like, what I mean, I would feed him certain information. I would feed him like certain information that wasn't quite true about me, that was negative, and just to
Mhm.
see what he would do with it. And
Yeah.
everything he did with it, what I mean, I expected. And then when I just started springing up with like all kinds of stuff, it made him look like a liar. And he was just like, how
Yeah.
are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? So
And I think, yeah, and one way is also like people around you should motivate you, bring the best out of you, not necessarily the negative things. And so, like, I guess the way that, like, if I were to coach someone in that area, do you guys have like a common goal you want to accomplish together, even as far as like I believe everybody in your life, there's a relationship. What are you guys accomplishing together? Like, if that person that you're holding on to
mm,
in your life isn't, if there isn't a purpose to that relationship,
right,
there's
what's the
really
point?
no, yeah, what's the point of really keeping them around in your life? Because your first top five friends are the ones that like who you associate with is who you become. So if you're attached to somebody that isn't really accomplishing the things in life that you want to accomplish, they're obviously not gonna um ride alongside of you. So a lot of times, that's just the nature of humans, is that we
I always ask, like,
what
when I meet somebody new, it's like, what big things are you up to? And if they're not
right.
up to anything big, I'm not really interested in a friendship with somebody that's not, you got this gift called life and you're not doing anything with it. Like, there's
Mhm.
something wrong there. So
Yo,
I want people that are doing
And
big things.
obviously,
back then, I'm not even gonna lie, I used to feel bad because I felt like, people, like, I just couldn't keep people around me. You know what I'm saying? But I have some really, really fucking great friends. Like, it's maybe like three of them, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's what, maybe like three or four of them that are really super tight, like airtight. But everybody else is just like, I don't know.
and
You know,
here's the
I used
thing
to
too.
feel bad about that. I used to feel like I'm a shitty person because I can't,
No, no, no.
because I'm not
Here's the
fit. I
thing too.
can't be
Like,
fit.
the thing too is like, I like one thing I want to help people get to a point in their life where they get to decide who they allow into their life, because a lot of times, like, people don't know that they can decide. People don't know that they get to choose who they
It took me a
get to be
long
in their life.
time to figure that
And
out.
yeah, and a lot of times, like, we allow people to dump their things on us thinking
Mhm.
we're their friend, but we don't need another person to just dump their issues if they don't want to grow. Like, if they don't want to grow and change, we don't need another person just to dump their trash. Like, if
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here and walk you through this situation, like, listen to you and help you get past this, then I need to know that, do you want to, do I have a solution? Do you want to, like, get over this situation, or are you just, do you just need a friend to just sit here and listen and have you dump yourself?
And I,
And that can be a toxic trait too, where you just want to be there for everybody and you want to be that go-to person where everybody's telling their problems to you, but that's also very draining, and that can not be healthy for that person.
Yeah, do you want to actually fix your problem or do you just want to whine about it?
Right,
but can
exactly.
I say something? Can I say something? Earlier, like, I'm always a supporter and always a believer. But now that we had this conversation and I can see for myself, like what you're like, you know what I'm saying, what your coaching is like, you know what I mean, and like where your mind is. Now
Yeah.
I'm like a bona fide believer now, but before, like, you know what I mean, but now I see, you know what I mean. I needed to see the, you
Yeah.
know, I wanted to see what you know, what you was
No,
bringing.
you
So
get
yeah,
it's hard for me to explain my vision sometimes
yeah,
because everybody's situation is so different, right?
mhm,
So
yeah,
when I talk about this, it's broad unless I have a situation that I can talk about it. But
mhm,
if there really isn't a situation, then it's hard for me to talk about it. But you know, like what I want to help people get through is that like teaching people these kind of things so that um they can choose the path, like the life path they want to take,
see,
or they can decide who comes in and out of their life. Okay, because for example, like one of my struggles in life is um I used to be really attached to people, really emotionally attached to people.
mhm,
And I used to hold on to a lot of relationships that are just useless. Like, it could just be friendship that I always want to be the solution to everybody. So I always want to know everybody's problem. I always want to listen to everybody's problem. But
wasn't that drink?
I like, for example, it's
Wasn't that,
draining. It's very,
yeah,
very draining, especially when you're just there and you're living your life too. And people who don't want to grow, they just want to talk to you. It's like
mhm,
they don't want to get past that situation anyway. So like I've had
leave in
friends
the
come
past.
to me and talk to me about like their problems, but at the end of the day, it's just like you are trying to help them and they're just repeating the same thing, even though you have a solution for them. So what the people that I really want to work with are the ones that do want to grow, but they don't have the resource. They don't have someone that they can give them these thought process. And
You,
so
So my, it sounds like
I
mindset.
think I know this. I wanted, you know, Joe, you might have something to say about this as well, but that's what I think that your marketing should be like, you know what I mean, just should be where it's you're giving these live examples of you showing your understanding and your skill. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's good to, you know what I mean, to tell them, but to show them is different. You know what I'm saying? Like and this is, you know,
Yeah.
like if you check out the podcast, I like just some of the questions that I ask in there, I kind of have like a panel of people and they
For your
basically
podcast.
just
Yeah.
answering the question that we all came up with that most people in our demographic at that age want to
Like
know.
that, Joe.
And we were talking about childhood trauma just Saturday. We were talking about childhood trauma
Saturday.
and how like just dealing with just your traumas and your childhood affects you in your relationships. And I'm clipping it right now, but that's kind of like where I'm at, where I'm just pushing it out there to them. You know what I'm saying? So they can see it for themselves and then be more interactive to it. Because what you're
right.
saying, that's
So
gold.
so what some of the stuff maybe some of the short clip I should be sharing is like what I just talked about, like some of the
Yeah.
personal
Yeah, you can use
experiences.
me. You can use me. Like I'll you know what I'm saying? I don't care because I'm very open. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
whatever my truth is, I'm gonna tell it like it is. I've always been myself. I thought that it made me feel like I was introverted because I couldn't keep people around me, but I don't like people that are not serving a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So like my energy just brushes them off because I'm always working on something. And if they're not, they're gonna realize that they're just preventing me from, you know what I mean, doing what it is that I really want to do, which will be like working on music or
What you want
a
to do?
video
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I
Uh,
think the toxic people thing. I think that's a topic you could talk about, and
I'm
then
gonna use that on my podcast. Actually,
Yeah,
that's a really great
your
topic.
your content, Penny, should be about this triangle.
Okay.
Everybody wants peace of mind, but the truth is a lot of people don't have peace of mind. They're losing their mind. They're overwhelmed and they're emotional, And so like your environment or your situation is one of those things that can really stop you from having peace of mind. Your emotions, if you don't handle them right, that can really affect your peace of mind. And if you're reckless with your time, it can affect your peace of mind. Well, I've got some ways to help you fix your peace of mind. One is to fire your toxic friends, and another is to be around people that heal you. You want to disassociate from the toxic people and be around the people that do heal. So what are things that you can do to change your environment? Number one is find people who are heart centered. They have gratitude. Like grateful people are nicer to be around than ungrateful people that bitch and complain whine. Number two, you want to be around people that are reliable. They if they make a promise, you can count on them to keep their promise. Nothing creates more drama in your life than than broken promises. And the third thing is you want to have friends that are creating. They're creative and somehow they're creating something with their life, whether it's they're building model airplanes or they're building a business or they're artists, whatever it is, they're using their creativity. They're doing something. They're not just robots. Okay.
Exactly.
And then what you want to do is like, then you want to map out like what are the fixes to the emotional problems. Okay. And you want to kind of come up with 3 things there. And then what are the 3 time wasters? And you want to come up with 3 solutions here. So now you've got 9 different things to talk about. And like you could just go into gratitude. You could do lots of content around gratitude. We're heart-centered people.
Right.
And and so then when people say, what do I get when I buy your program? Well, you get peace of mind. And the way I see it is most people they don't have peace of mind because of boom, 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 these 3 problems. And I have 3 ways to fix it. So I have a 9-part coaching system. So when you buy from me, what you get is my system. These are the things that I'm expert at working at.
Yeah.
And then you could sell a $3,000, a $1,500, or a $2,000 or $3,000 coaching program instead of selling $20 session.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so
That makes sense. Yeah.
what?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's actually really helpful. So,
You could screenshot that too. Maybe.
yeah, if you could screenshot that and share it, I can look at that again. And I can add more to it.
Let's see. Can I just email it to you?
You position it better.
Yeah, you can email it to me. I think I've
If
sent
I
you guys.
email it to you as a PDF, Ray, will you post it in the group?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
So hopefully
What's your email?
Let's move the project.
Just put
Ray?
it in me? Oh. Who are you talking to? I'll put it in the chat. In August, you could send your podcast link in the chat too. So you can
I
check
don't
it
have
out.
a link for it yet. It's only on Instagram. Just check out
Oh.
y'all just like my last 2, like and comment on my last 2
Okay.
posts.
You can share that. Share that. And stuff.
I think
I think we should do a podcast together.
This is good stuff. I upload these on YouTube. Oh, you and August. Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna ask you. I didn't know if you wanted to get on because we like. I'm serious. I would love for you to get on.
Yeah, for sure.
We do it every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Does that work for you?
Saturday, yeah, I'm off like every Saturday. So.
All right, cool.
Nice.
So I'll add you to the joint and send you the link.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
But yeah, I think hopefully that gives you more clarity, Penny, and
Yeah.
and
definitely
then
did.
how to create content to bring people in. That'll be good.
There's a link to my podcast.
Oh, what? I didn't know you had one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say if you ever posted like those short clips that you want me to share, I would love to share it for you too.
3 episodes in. Okay.
Yeah, because I post entrepreneurial stuff sometimes too. I just don't know how to post other people's videos because I know Ray already sent a bunch of stuff about how to download other people's video.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn how to use InShot and stuff like that. So
Repo.
It's in the resources section too for that, so you can check it out. But yeah, other than that, I think that was a good, brainstorm session, right? For you.
yeah, it was. It's actually this is really helpful. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna upload this too, so you could check it out.
I sent you the file, Ray, so you can just pop it in the group.
Okay.
Can I get some marketing tips?
I'm up.
We throw mine up there.
I didn't shoot. I thought I didn't shoot.
August?
Help me out.
You need some help?
Yes, sir.
What's your business?
We're doing a podcast. I'm trying to market it. I'm trying to keep it like every Saturday at 2 p.m. and I live stream it as well. I'm calling it the collective so that it's a panel. It'll be a panel that is like usually there like every Saturday, and then it's like 7 people, and then on like on a Zoom just like this, and we record it, but we just have specific topics that we talk about that is in a group message or on a share drive that I have. I can show you guys the I can show you.
Sure, you could share it.
The problem, August, is I asked what product are, what's your product? What are you selling?
It's the
Your
podcast.
podcast is not something that they're, you're not selling something like, so you can use your podcast as a place for people to get to know you, but then you need to make offers. Like who is your ideal customer and what problems do they have and what are you selling them to solve their problems? Okay.
Well,
So
they
you
don't
need to know who is your customer, what problem do they have, what's your transformation and your offer. Like you need to have an offer at a price. And so like a podcast is a medium to connect with people. So that's great. Now that people are connecting with you, what are you going to sell them once they get there? So do you just want to grow your viewership without having anything to sell? Or do you actually want to make money?
Well, the viewership is gonna grow. After I have the viewership grow, I'm gonna use it as a tool to market. So like I'll give you an example. Like you ever heard of the David Pakman show?
No.
David Pakman show is a left-wing political I guess you could say TV show, but it's really just a YouTube channel. You ever heard of Drink Champs? Have anybody ever heard of Drink Champs?
It's a small world, but I would.
No.
Can you make money doing podcasts? Like,
Yeah, they make hella bread doing podcasts, and what they do is
I think what I think because I participated in podcasts before, and I think you make money based off of the views, right?
yeah. So what you do is you
The volume.
I wouldn't do it that way.
I'm gonna tell you how, and these guys are making hella bread. It's like I don't know if you heard in the music world, there's this guy called Gilly the Kid. He's from Philly, he's a rapper, but he's kind of like a washed up rapper. So him and his cousin Wallow started this podcast, and them dudes is making cake. I mean, like a lot.
They gotta be selling something.
Yeah.
They're making cake because they're selling something.
Yeah. So what they're doing with the podcast, right, is they're and they gave the game on this show called Drink Champs. So what they're doing is as they're building up, once they built the podcast up to a certain type of audience, they started going to like local vendors and shouting out the local vendors on the podcast. And it was so crazy that the vendors was like, please don't shout my name out anymore because my business is booming. So what they're doing is they're just partnering up with all these just different type of businesses locally and just giving them shout out. So if you watch the David Pakman show, each clip that he does, he shouts out a different person that has paid him a handsome amount to market.
Yeah, I have a problem with your approach. Here's the problem.
David Pakman, and this is last thing.
How long is it going to take you?
Wait, what?
David Pakman has
Yeah.
Well, David Pakman has 1 million followers. He hit 1 million followers. He's a big YouTube, you know what I'm saying?
How many followers do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
I got 8,000.
Okay, you have enough followers that if you made an offer, you could make some money, okay?
Well, I'm just trying to get the audience to kind of like it first. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, I'm not even thinking about the money yet.
Listen to me, August. Your strategy might take a year or two, and I want to make you money by next Thursday.
I'm not in need.
You have a long view, like someday I'll be able to turn this into money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can we make you money by next Thursday? Okay. Your head is like someday, one day there's money out there, but you got 8,000 viewers and you're not making money. How much money are you making now?
It's more of a passion than, like I want to make money off of it, and I do intend on making money off of it, but the way that
on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is money making?
On a scale of 1 to 10, in this instance, or just in general?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for you to make money on this podcast?
On a scale of 1 to 10,
how hungry are you?
I'm not that hungry.
Yeah,
I want to make it.
I can't help you.
Well,
you have no sense of urgency.
Well, I think
that's the thing.
It's not important enough.
Your
It is.
goal. I think
But-
August's goal is really to expand your viewers,
podcast.
right? You want to
Right.
You wanna just
you
grow
want to
the
grow your
podcast
viewers, you want
first.
to expand your viewers, and you want to find out how can you market your podcast so that you can develop more viewers. So the goal is to get August's podcast and his name out there in the public. So not
Right.
necessarily to make money right now, but I think his
Right.
market is the people.
See,
Because you need the people for the industry that August is in the podcast. You need the numbers of people in order to make the money. So the
Exactly.
goal really isn't to make a ton of money right now, but long term, like you want to gain your audience, you want to gain your followers, you want to attract the people before you can make the money. I think that's what August's goal
Okay,
is.
look, if you want to grow your audience,
Grow.
you know, you can hire Ray. He'll do Instagram stuff. That's one way. One way is to visit other podcasts and be a guest and shout out your own podcast. I mean, you need to turn this into a marketing effort. So you're going to market something to get viewers. You're going to put energy into something that's just purely to get viewers or listeners. Okay.
Well, it's to build the audience. It's to build an audience that's interactive. So the way
So
it
you
works,
gotta promote, attract, convert, deliver. You're already delivering a podcast.
right?
So you need to market. You need to put the word out there to generate leads, and then you need to convert those people to raise their hand and click subscribe on your podcast. So if your objective is to get subscriptions, not cash, then you need to attract those people by marketing, and then you need to have a call to action. Please join my
So
podcast.
that's what I'm asking. How do you?
Exactly.
What'd you guys say, Ray? You saying?
No, what'd you say? Or
I was asking, how do you think that I should go about marketing it? You know what I'm saying? Specifically, like a strategy of like, so this is my plan, right?
What's
So-
the big promise of your podcast?
The podcast is not so much of a promise that I'm delivering on. Hey,
What's the value they get by listening to your show?
it's to kind of unite couples so that
unite couples?
yeah, well, not couples, but unite like male and female, you know what I mean, so that they can understand each other a little bit better. It's a lot of things that men think.
They should do
Okay.
that.
You should listen to okay, you should listen to Stefan Speaks. Have you heard of Stefan Speaks?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so he talks a lot about men and women thought process, and he talks about relationships in general. But
Mhm.
I think one thing that he does is the way that he attracts people is he does kind of like what Joe was saying. They do a lot of short clips.
That's
He
what
does
I'm
a
doing.
lot of short
That's what I've
clips.
been doing.
Mini club.
He-
Mini club.
And then
Really
I think, oh, you know what?
Text.
What if you did? Okay, I mean, I'm not saying this because I did it, but like, what if you did a giveaway? Like,
I was thinking about it, but I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. The reason why is because I'm still like making all the clips and stuff. So let me tell you guys the whole idea. This is the whole
What's your
idea.
podcast
I
called?
want to know what are you trying to accomplish with it, and what kind of
this
topics
time.
you want to bring up in your podcast.
Got it. So
What's it called? What's your podcast called?
the collective.
The collective. Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why I named it the collective, right?
Yeah,
So
that is already a very attractive name.
Go
So
to the chair.
read say it again.
that name in general already is very attention grabbing. The collective.
Yeah.
So like when they say the collective, like, ooh, I want to know what that's about. So
All right, great.
Is it with Ash Thorpe? Is that you?
Wait, say it again. I couldn't hear you.
Is it with Ash Thorpe?
Ooh, bigger.
Is it with what?
I'm in the Apple store, the podcast store, and I'm looking for your, I typed in the collective. and
I
there's about
haven't
20
put it in the apps. I only shot 7 episodes, so we're still at the very beginning stages of it. I have all of the audio for the 7 episodes, but I'm still kind of like figuring them out because the first 2, I have to say like the first 3 episodes, I couldn't get the audio together because I did it on a Google Hangout in Gmail instead of on Zoom, and so I downloaded this software that was supposed to like record the audio and the on Apple computers. QuickTime records the screen, but the audio was so terrible. Then I was like, okay, let me just do the Zoom. And then I started recording on the Zoom. And then now, so I'm at the point where I'm just kind of like chopping up the small clips like you guys were just saying. I'm making real small clips of just like, you know, topics that people, I mean, the answer all in the clip, because I've been messing around in iMovie and just making all these crazy videos and stuff, like real crazy stuff. And kind of putting that out there. But the purpose of the podcast is just to kind of connect male and female counterparts to, you know, because we talk about anything. Like we talk about all the raunchy stuff. Like we talked about dick size. We talk about like
How about
sex,
Clubhouse?
anything.
How about doing a Clubhouse room on that? That's
See,
like,
but the thing about it, everybody that I have on my panel for my podcast, they don't have Clubhouse, and Clubhouse apparently is for only iOS only. Is that true?
yeah, iPhone.
Yeah, and a lot of them don't have like iOS, so you know what I'm saying. But this,
So you're not? Are you using Anchor?
not yet. I haven't. I know about them all. I have them all written down in my book.
Okay, look.
I
If you
haven't-
want
I
to
haven't
get
been out yet.
viewers, if you want to get listeners to your podcast, you need to actually upload the podcast to make it available to people.
I will. I'm working on it.
So
Starting it, yeah. That's why.
the
Yeah,
first
yeah, so
thing
let
you
me
need
tell
to
you, I
have is the ability to deliver. Once it's in the Apple Store, you can promote the hell out of it and people can subscribe to it, but they can't do it right now.
So let me tell you where I have it at. I'm putting it up on YouTube. If you look up, I think there's one episode or there's one clip. You can look it up, right? Because I would have to restart Zoom in order to share my screen.
Okay,
I
what is
just
it called? Do you have the link for that?
Collective.
It's called THA Collective. It's the collective with an A, not a regular.
Are you gonna put that in the chat?
Yeah, I can put it in chat. Let me do it real quick.
The Collective
Podcast.
Music Group.
Collective Podcast.
The Collective, 9 subscribers, 4 videos. Does that sound like you?
No, it shouldn't have no subscribers.
Oh damn! So you're just starting on YouTube?
Yeah, I just made the channel maybe like a few days ago.
Nice. So it's gonna be weekly podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna be weekly, but I'm gonna be dropping like mad clips all the time.
You're doing it all yourself, or you have like a team?
All by myself. The only thing the team helps with is they manage the questions in the share drive, so everybody kind of gives like
issue if you guys have children.
Hold on, quick. Everybody.
And saying if you guys are in a relationship, handle your scandal. But if you are in a relationship, if this person
Give me a second, my
is genuinely a friend, they will respect
But I got
you
the link.
enough to act accordingly. At that point, if you are in a
Okay. So what was I talking about? What were we just saying? Something.
I think that if you want to really build this thing up, you need to like take it serious. You need to get it published out there. And once it's published out there, I mean, it costs $0. It costs $0.
I know that. Look, I
set up Anchor.
Joe, I drop music all the time. My music is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how
So
to
you
get
monetize your music right now?
Yeah, I live off of my monetized
what
music.
Shannon was saying, I don't think it's an issue.
You know what I'm saying? That I'm an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
To what Shannon was saying,
Check it
So
out.
think in terms of attract, convert, deliver.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be able to deliver the podcast, okay? You need to attract interest to the podcast, and conversion is subscribe now. So people can't hit subscribe now until you
Show Joe the link. See if you screen share so he can see the video. I want you to check the video out first.
Yeah, I just saw the link.
He saw the link, so you're saying you want him to look at the whole video or something?
Yeah, it's only like 30 seconds, 35 seconds.
Yeah, we can check it out. Let me see. I'll share it real quick. Then we'll.
See, that's what I'm doing. I'm making really, really short videos, and I'm putting it out there, like a lot of them.
to what Shannon was saying, I don't think it's an issue if you guys have children together. To what Fortune saying, if you guys are in a relationship, handle your scandal. But if you are in a relationship, if this person is genuinely a friend, they will respect you enough to act accordingly. At that point, if you are in a relationship and you have these old friends or whatever the case may be, an ex as a friend, is like, at that point, they should just only be a high-ranking associate.
Why'd you change it? Okay, interesting. The collective podcast, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. How did you make that? Like, how do people do that? What do you use?
I'm about to show you. I can show you. I learned it all in one day. I've been doing crazy stuff. So I'll give you all the tips if you need some, dog. It took me like, I've been going crazy, man. But I learned a lot of stuff in iMovie. I can show you some stuff.
Oh, iMovie.
I said no.
I knew how to do secret.
Using
Uh,
iMovie? That's
I
good.
said I need to learn how to do that too.
I
Oh,
got you. Whatever you need, I got you guys. I'll tell you exactly how to do it all.
You're gonna make YouTube videos too, Penny?
I'm gonna help
I
you
think
make
you've
your
got a
YouTube
good
videos
start.
online.
You just need to make a commitment. You need a commitment to how often you want to make kind of 4 content commitments. Okay.
Content commitments? What is that?
Man, I wish I could share my screen with you.
You can.
All right, let me. I gotta restart Zoom. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you can see what I'm talking
I
about.
feel like it could be, it might not even be a commitment issue. I feel like August is pretty committed to his podcast. I think it's more so like,
Well, he just started though, so like, you know.
Yeah, I literally just started.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Number 1 commitment
That's
is
cool
a
though, man.
commitment to frequency.
Oh, I can share it. Hold up. Let me show
Okay.
you. Let me
Wait.
show you how the let me see.
Wait, let's do
You want to see this?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
posting.
goes to the bunker.
You want to make a commitment to frequency. Like I'm going to put like once a week, we're going to have a podcast episode.
Mhm.
Okay. You want to make a commitment to value. Okay. Like every episode's got to kick ass and deliver some hot value.
Right.
You want to make a commitment to your personality.
Joe, can you
mean by that?
share that in the resources as well?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna upload this whole call, but
So
if
you need to
want-
make a commitment to your personality. And then finally, you need to make a commitment to invitation. Like, so
No,
So-
I'm not.
once a week, I put podcasts out there, kick ass about these topics about men and women getting along better.
Mhm.
Okay. And I always have a call to action invitation. And I always bring my personality, the personality of August, to the table.
Mhm.
You have to go yourself.
Okay. So be committed to be real consistent. Be consistent to great episodes. Bring on your personality and always have a call to action to move people towards it, maybe buying something from you.
So I got them on the subscribe button. So let me tell you guys the plan.
Is this helpful?
or like
Yeah, it is. It's very helpful. It's a lot of confirmation too. So let me tell you guys the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like the way everything he's saying is exactly what I've been implementing. So the plan is I'm calling it the Collective Podcast, right? So we shoot like you were saying, consistently. We
Yeah.
shoot every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Saturday. And I live stream every Saturday, right? At the same time. And what I do is I'll promote it throughout the week for that consistency. And then I'll remind people regularly, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll constantly keep putting out clips that's promoting the live stream podcast. I need to actually change those captions on those so I can really tell them the time so that they can come tune in. So yeah, so the first time I did it the first time, but it was just like a little test run. But the second time I did it, I promoted it one day prior because that's when I came up with the idea. So I promoted it. I was like, I'm going live. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about childhood trauma. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Boom.
Trauma.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So we start running a podcast like this, like we're doing right now. But I just live stream it where you can only see my face. And anybody that wants to chime in, that's tuned into the conversation, I can share my live with them, and they have the conversation with the panel and incorporate themselves. So if anybody else want to come in and share in the live, they can do the same thing. You get what I'm saying?
So
I had
where
somebody
are you
come
gonna host this on? Where are you hosting this on? That people
Instagram.
can- Oh, okay. So you're going live with someone.
Yeah.
And then
And it's called the collective because everybody's a part of the collective if they chime in and talk about it.
But how do you bring people in from the audience when you're sharing screens with someone else?
See, they only hear audio. That's the only thing. So, but what they do is it's all good because podcasts is usually audio anywhere. But if they want to see the entire podcast is going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you want to bring people
Okay,
in.
so all your series are gonna be all on YouTube. So
Mhm.
so if people miss out an episode, that's where they would go.
Go back and watch it on YouTube. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
So now what
Yeah,
you're trying to do.
wait, say it again.
So right now what you're trying to do is promote your podcast to bring in the audience to listen to your podcast, basically.
Right. So let me screen share with you guys.
Okay.
Now that I have it up. Let my desktop. You guys see it?
Yeah. I see it.
I can see it.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on.
Clubhouse.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna start hosting weekly rooms. You should get on Penny, and then
Yeah.
So this is the
then you
collective
invite.
podcast folder right here. And what I have all of the episodes, right?
You already did 7 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
nice.
first three were like practice. They were like a bust, but I still count them because that shows my progress.
Yeah.
But so what I do is I have like the audio, which is what I'm going to upload onto iTunes, and then here's the full podcast, like from just beginning of recording to the end, and then here's just it trimmed down a little bit. And what I do is like this is a bad one because I haven't really pulled any clips out of that one yet. But let me show you, like here. I've made a few clips on it. So here's the audio. Here's the intro. This is my first one that I was practicing with. And I'm gonna show you how to do them things that I was like how I added that subscribe button. I can show you
Yeah.
guys real quick if y'all want to
Horror
see.
movie.
Yeah, man. I'll be watching a lot of videos on YouTube University and
So I gotta start editing my clips as well. So
bruh, it helps. It helps.
yeah, yeah. They did it for me.
I think it was episode 6.
TPE 61.
Yeah, Collect the Podcast episode 6, clip 1. That's how I'm organizing it. You know what I'm saying?
Who are these people that you are bringing on?
Just people that are really successful that I know that's in my age demographic.
You're having them share their personal stories and stuff like that. Okay.
Right. I just clip it and then just like highlight their, you know what I mean, their story. So I'll show you like this is hers, right? So you see this right here? That's called a green screen. So if you go on YouTube and you find a green screen, the green screen is gonna allow you to add, like you see how those words are there, but it's on the green screen.
Yeah.
I can put the words
Cool.
on top of her face using a green screen because the green screen will leave everything but the words. You
Okay.
would delete everything that's green but the words. So I learned that like a few days ago. I'll show you the video if you want. That this girl explained it perfectly. I had to like give her. I wish I could get thumbs up twice on her video because she really taught me a lot.
What program are you using to edit that?
iMovie.
Oh,
Movie to
It's the
edit.
program that comes with my iMac, so that's why I use that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show you like her video.
Yeah.
This is how I'm doing it. But if you just know how to use green screens, it's gonna change it's gonna take your editing skill to the next level. This is a secret that you like nobody's supposed to know, man. This shit is crazy. Let me see.
yeah. I think I get what you're trying to do because I think no, I don't want any. No, I don't want any. One thing I want to do is I wanted to start a YouTube channel and bring on people's testimonies too. So I get where I think I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be cool if you did a giveaway.
I'm with that. I'm with that. And I can announce it on the
And,
podcast.
and I think if you put out there that if someone has a story that they think they wanna if someone has a story that they want to share, get their message out to be part of your podcast, I think that would really draw people into, because a lot of people have stories in their lives that they can bring value in other people's life, they want to share but they can't share, you know.
So how can I so this is what I'm thinking, like, okay, like based off of the subject matter, if I build the audience big enough from Instagram that's going on a live stream and they're like following what the content is going to be based off of the subject matter, it may be like something that someone look forward to talking about on Saturday, where like, okay, I can't wait to get to this podcast on Saturday so I can just share my story with everybody in this safe space. See, that's what I'm trying to create, is like it's not like a battleground, you know what I'm saying, where it's just like, you know what I mean, ripping at each other. It's more like a safe space where everybody's opinion, even if they disagree, is respected. You get what I'm saying? So like,
exactly what you just said right there, I think is what you need to promote.
what you mean?
Like exactly like the way you talk about what your podcast is going to be about. I think that's what you need to promote in your clips. Like after every
I should
little
shoot
short
a video
clip,
like that, huh?
yeah, I feel like you should talk about that. And after every little clip, I think you need to add a little bit of that in your clip.
Okay.
That's like your intro. That's the
Dang,
intro.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, like have an intro or like a closure, like either a opening intro or a closing like a closing that has a little bit of what you just said right there.
You see, but you made me say it though.
Yeah, I know, but you need to
I
have
don't
a
know how to
message.
say that, like just off the wing.
You're like me when I first started. Like
I
you
don't know how to
didn't know.
say that. Like you pulled it out of me. Thanks. What I'm gonna do? Clip this. I was gonna be like, hey Ray, can you clip this so I can like listen to this again so I can remember what I said?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna post. Yeah,
Oh my
I'll
god,
post
you're like
this
me when I first started, and Ray and Joe was like yelling at me. I'm just kidding. They weren't yelling at me, but then they kept saying like, "What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do?" And I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. I just know I have a vision.
Yeah.
So you kind of remind me of me when I first started this like training program, but I feel like you know exactly what your purpose behind why you want to do this, and I think that's the message. You need to share why you're doing this, and you need to add it into every little short clip that you
How do I
do.
draw that out? I need to be able to draw it. I can't like I can't just be in
hire
front of the
Penny as
camera and just
a hire her
yeah,
as a
how you just draw it out though? Do we have to have a conversation prior to? Can you say some questions to make me like know what to say on the camera? I know it sounds dumb, but I that's the trouble I'm
You know
having.
what? You know what? I think one of these days, okay, you know what brings the best, like it's easier for me to, I'm the same way. It's easy for me to express myself when I'm in a natural setting. So
Exactly.
I
Talk
think
to someone.
I think you need to have a mic and just have a very, very natural conversation with someone about your purpose and get really in the mode of like just
About my purpose.
uh, zoning into like zoning into like what you're passionate, because sometimes I feel like if someone could record me and just have a real conversation with me
Thank
about
you.
what I'm passionate about, I guarantee you so much would come out of what I want to say.
So Penny,
Maybe like
yeah.
have a
Penny,
mic, have a conversation with someone about why you're so passionate about what you're doing, and record it and then edit it and just have the voice and have background music. Oh my gosh, that's hands
Penny,
down like
I'm about to blow your mind. You
Yeah,
have a
because
nice
that's the
convo
point.
about what
That's
you're passionate about. What did you say about what you're passionate about?
so have a very natural conversation with someone and record this whole conversation, right?
Yeah.
Record this conversation while you're talking about what you're passionate about and just really not thinking too much about it, but record the whole conversation, and then you can go back and edit your voice audio and then once you edit what you want to put into the clip and just have background music, because I don't know if you ever seen those super okay, have you ever watched a wedding editorial?
A what? A wedding
And
editorial?
have you ever watched a wedding what do they call it? A wedding highlight video, and the bride and the groom said their vows. And like when you're at the wedding, they're just saying their vows, right?
Mhm.
But the videographer would record their vows and then play it throughout the video and have background music, and it just sounds different. Like it just
Mhm.
sounds
Hey,
special. So I think
Yeah.
I think that if you do something kind of similar to that, where you just maybe sit down with a friend or someone that like you can have a very neutral conversation with, and just record your voice as you're talking and talk about what you're passionate about, and then take that, edit it, put some background music, make it short, you know, make it short,
You
and
like read
then
my mind right now.
and then
I'm
adding
about to
to the
tell you because
video.
I want to tell you, like, if you okay, not specifically me and what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna do that. But the way that the clips are set up is exactly the way you're saying it. There's music under, like you see this right here. This clip is maybe like a minute and 10 seconds, right? And the clip is you know how like you said the natural setting. That's what the
Yeah.
podcast is. So we're like the way we're having this conversation right now. I will go back and after we're done this Zoom, I will go back and matter of fact, I could do that. Yo, can I get the
Yeah.
Zoom?
you're gonna what?
I'll clip it. I'll clip it because she
Yeah,
just made me. She already made me do it. So it's like I have it right here.
yeah.
So
I'll send you the Zoom. Yeah,
all
the
right, cool. So
recording.
what I'll do is I'll take like this Zoom and then I'll clip
The most,
that
yeah.
like that meaty portion where it's like they said
Yeah.
something super fire, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because it happens in the natural setting, and that's what I promote.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to see the whole hour, so I just like
Exactly.
this was the
You
so
know,
that's
you know,
these are just the highlight realms.
you know, like the Joe Rogan clips, like how Joe
Mhm.
Rogan has those clips. That's kind of
Oh,
Glad
that's
TV
like what
does
it
it.
is. Yeah.
Mhm.
you should go watch have you ever listened to Inky Johnson?
Mm-mm.
What's that?
Okay, Inky Johnson has really good
YouTube or Instagram.
YouTube. Look up Inky Johnson. He has really good short clips that are like him talking and I mean, most of the time when he's talking, he's screaming, like he's passionate. He's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of his
Really?
teaching is like screaming, passionate, you know, like you can hear it in his voice. But there's this really soft music sometimes plays in the background that I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, that makes that video look really good. So, and
See,
it grabs a lot of people's attention.
so this is what I did, right? I kind of feel like I made a mistake, but not really. So I was adding my cousin on, and he was supposed to kind of shake things up to kind of get that passion out, to get everybody kind of like arguing a little bit. But because of the type of setting it is, it's males and females, and you got to be real conscious of like
Yeah.
making sure they're females are comfortable, and you can't, you know what I mean, just so that you know what I mean. And he was kind of being like overly like aggressive, you know what I'm saying? But those clips, they were golden.
Yeah.
Golden. You
They
look
were
it up.
golden because he really was pissing them off. What would you say it was called again?
Inky Johnson.
Inky Johnson.
Let me see if I could post one of his thing on the chat. Let me see.
Oh, he lost his arm or something?
Um,
Oh yeah, I did see this guy before.
Really?
um,
Yeah, they motivating.
Johnson. It's not just about you. I haven't seen that. It's like motivational clips, pretty much.
yeah, motivational clips. But if you watch some of his stuff, like, man, like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like you just get like I don't know
Good.
Pump
goosebumps
you up.
just listening to it.
Inky Johnson. Okay.
Mhm.
Check that out.
I'll send you guys a clip that I really like. I just sent it on the chat, but I mean, I'm not saying that your stuff has to be like him. I'm just giving you an example of like
Yeah.
the passion that he puts into his talk sometimes, and it just be like really in natural setting, but he gets passionate about it, and he just the way it's edited, it's like really good. But I think going back to what you were saying in the beginning, like as far as marketing, um I think giveaways are always really good marketing. I know that's one thing that Ray had taught me is giveaways, and um there has to be a purpose to why you're giving away. I
Mhm.
realize that now because I've done giveaways before, but there's really no purpose to it. I just wanted to give away to gain followers. But this most recent one that I did actually had a purpose. There was a reason why I'm doing it,
What
and I
was
was
the
passionate about it. Huh?
what was the reason again? Just so I can have an
So my,
idea of where I need to be at.
so my reason why I wanted to do this giveaway, one was because the pandemic. I thought about giving away a service, but the purpose to why I wanted to do this was I wanted to do a random act of kindness. So what I did was I wanted to give away money for people who needed the money during this time. And
Mhm.
so even though it wasn't a lot of money, it was still something on my heart that I wanted to do that I felt passionate about. And so when I did that, I feel like it really drawed a lot of people in just because there was a purpose behind it. Like I wasn't just doing it to gain followers. I was doing it because I've been meaning to do it for a period of time, you know?
So that's how I feel about this podcast too, though, because like with my music, you know what I'm saying? I always enjoy music, but with this podcast, I feel like I'm giving back to someone. That's why I wasn't really too pressed on like we gotta hurry up and monetize, because I'm not even I don't think that I don't think that the money, whenever I go after the money first, I don't have a large audience that is attracted to that. So
Yeah, don't go after the money first.
when I just feel like I gotta build it up first for something for them to, you know what I mean, want to be a part of and want to like, and that's why I call it the collective, you know what I'm saying? And then
No, you don't go after the money first. You offer something. Okay,
Yeah.
there's a difference. If you go after the money, you're looking to receive.
Right.
But it's like I offer something that can make your life better, and there's a price attached to it. So don't worry, don't think about the money. Don't like I don't even set income goals. I set impact goals. I want to help 100 people grow their existing business or start businesses from scratch in the next 12 months. If I do that, I do charge for my service, but I want to impact lives, okay? And it's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to buy, but I'm here to change lives and I charge for that. So don't put the dollars first, put the impact first. And what you want to do is package up like, I can change your freaking life, but it's not free.
Yeah. And that's what I'm just trying to get people to interact. You know what I'm saying? Like I had an engagement where it was the clip and they engaged on the clip and they were like, I was like, can you be friends with your ex? And they were like, no. So I engaged with them and I asked them why. You know what I mean? Why you say that? And then we had like a little kind of like back and forth. You know what I mean? It was positive, but it was a back and forth. And that right there to me was like a fan that's gonna be tuned in next time to really engage in person and might tell people, So it's like, I'm just trying to get people just to engage. That's it. I'm not even trying to get them to move anywhere or anything like that. Just engage with me on Instagram and be a part of the dialogue. Cause I know everybody got something to say about all the topics we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Anybody.
Going forever.
Or just want to just tune in. You know what I'm saying? They might not have enough courage to speak out, but there's someone who does have that courage to speak out. And they're like, you know what? I've always wanted to say that, but this person, said it for me. You know what I'm saying? And just gives the floor for all of it. You know what I mean? In a safe environment though.
When you end each episode, do you talk about what's the next episode you can talk about?
No, because when I end the episodes, I edit it. So I probably should, because we do have the episodes. Let me show you guys. It's in a shared drive.
So here's the thing. When I did a podcast with one of my girlfriend, she always had a plan. She always had her episodes booked out. So like, because she had her episodes booked out, every time she finished one episode of whatever podcast she was going to talk about, she markets by talking about what her next episode is going to be about to draw people in. To keep people in.
So like you have a content calendar, kind of?
Yeah, I have it already set every week on the calendar. I just add an email and it shoots it out every week.
So if you have like on your calendar every week, have you thought about each topic you want to talk about each week?
So this is what I'm about to show you just right now. As soon as it like loads in, the computer's kind of slow. Excuse it.
It's working now though. Last time you were trying.
It was bad last time, man. Did I tell you what happened?
I remember, yeah. Dang, look at all those. Oh, you have ADD too, huh? All those tabs open.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm that guy. I don't even close them. It makes my Chrome stop.
Everyone here has ADD, huh?
Facts.
But then but people make you take Adderall and all that. I don't know if my ADD is that bad.
So this was this week. This is next week, and we only usually go like a week ahead. But the reason why
what is your stand on whippings? That's crazy. Child abuse. That's insane.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but these are the things that like people need to talk about, right? They don't talk.
That's right. Don't you agree? And nothing. We're not afraid of nothing.
I have to tell you something about child abuse because yeah, that is a real serious thing because honestly, you guys, like
for Asian families, right? Asian
families, they abuse the shit out of you sometimes. And my mom used to be abusive. And I was in Dallas, you guys. This has been my mom hasn't laid her hands on me in like years, but I saw this.
You're an adult now.
I saw this billboard, right? I was driving in Dallas and I saw this billboard and it was like child abuse, blah, 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 make a report. It was this billboard I saw. And literally I just glanced at it. But that night I went to bed and I dreamt of my mom abusing me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that stuff is still embedded in my brain sometimes. Like that is a real topic.
I'm gonna tell you. Talk about. So this is what, and that's why you should be a part of it. I brought it up to my mom. I had the conversation with her because it's things like that for me it was preventing me from elevating to the next level of growth within myself because I was still harboring some resentment towards that. And I needed to release that resentment because if I don't release that resentment, then I can't, you know what I mean, manifest myself to the next level where I'm able to draw more of what I need and you know, be more myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still mad at her, you know. So I had a conversation with her. It didn't go as quite as what the way I wanted it to, but it was enough for me to be like, you know what? I know that you're not gonna move past this, so I'm just going to leave you where you at. I'm glad we was able to. You at least you know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. So
Yeah. I think,
My turn. My turn.
she used to beat the hell
yeah.
out of me.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
With
She
a
used to beat
belt.
the shit out of me, dog. Yeah, like regularly. Like God,
You
she
know,
enjoyed it.
and it's wow. It's probably because that came from her upbringing too.
Yeah,
It's just a cycle.
yeah, it's a cycle, but I'm breaking the cycle. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's
It's a generational curse.
that's what Jeff Bezos, he said that the highest respect he has is for people who break those generational curses because
It's
like
hard, man. It's
it's
hard because
hard. It's you're
everybody.
programmed it. You're
I'm gonna tell you,
subconsciously programmed that.
I'm gonna tell you like this though. Everybody, because I'm like the black sheep, because I think, you know what I'm saying? So instead of me just going along with everybody says to kind of fit in, I'll stand outside on the side where you know what I mean, where you know what I
Yeah,
mean, because I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks.
Um,
that's good.
August, you should read that book, Anagram.
Anagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called oh shoot, it's called The Road Back to You.
Is it on the
Um, I think I talked about it last time, but the book is called The Road Back to You, and basically the guy that wrote it talked about how like your childhood experiences develops like your character, your personality, and all that stuff, and how
mhm,
you cope with certain situation, and how it basically helps you like understand like bringing you back to you so that you can work on yourself because I don't know. I mean that book. I mean me personally. I don't know about you guys, but I read that book and I got really emotional because yeah that book.
Okay.
So that book actually got me really emotional because it got me thinking about a lot of like traits that I've carried with me into adulthood and like some of the stuff that really holds you back is a lot of the traumas and a lot of the things in your life. And so if you read that book, I think it would really help you progress in your podcast too because then you can learn to relate to people.
and that's what I'm working on.
Yeah.
That's why I have like a collective of people because these are not all my topics. These are topics
Right.
that a lot of people are just what they do is they add them all up here. These are all the topics and the ones that we
Oh,
crossed out. These are all of the topics.
yeah.
And
How are you?
some
Yeah, marketing it. I could give you some tips too. Like
okay.
the geotag and double worded hashtags. But
I put Bear Delaware. I remember you said that the other day. If you look at my latest post,
yeah,
and but I don't think I tagged it. That's the only thing. I didn't know how to tag up that kind of podcast yet. I don't know what to put it under.
I mean, Ray, how do you market some of your podcast stuff because you're pretty successful at it too?
well, I just grew a following over the years from like growing, from learning how to grow accounts, and then I just posted on my Instagram, and then leads to my bio. But like I haven't done much work marketing my podcast to be honest, so I need to work on that as well. But yeah, I think marketing wise, Anchor distributes it to a lot,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
I have
Anchor,
sometimes.
like isn't Anchor like a really good one?
Yeah, Anchor's free. That's why I use it. I used to pay like Libsyn, that is paid, but
Maybe I'll just try Anchor then.
Anchor's free, and then
Did you
you
put it on
could have,
Spotify?
huh?
Did you put it on Spotify
Yeah, it goes on to Spotify too.
through Anchor?
Yeah, and I believe, and then I have the guest also share a clip if they want to do that.
I
But
don't. I think and the crazy part about it, I gotta ask the label, but I think the distribution deal that I have because my music goes on Spotify when I distribute it. I think that they might have some ties into that as far as the podcast is
Well,
concerned. But
August, like you know how you market your music.
that's
I
what I
feel
was
like
saying.
that's how you should market your podcast.
Yep, that's what I was
You're gonna
thinking.
have to teach me how to market music because I've been, I don't know if you knew this, but I like making music too. But like I'm still learning some of the stuff.
how to make
But
music? Oh, nice.
but I feel like your podcast should be marketed the same way. I feel like, okay, okay, I don't know, Joe, you could probably chime in, but a lot of business marketing is very similar. It's just different industry. So like even it depends, like even servicing industries, like artist industry, like the way of marketing is very similar. It's just different approach because it's different industry. So like when I think of a hair service, I'd be like, okay, like referrals would be your followers, right?
Mhm.
That's why I say giveaway is a good one, because then they all tag other people that may not be following you already, and then that's kind of how you would gain more viewers, by gaining followers. And then like as far as like oh, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something else. I forgot why I was even talking about this.
I was gonna say just what you were saying. I think that one of the things too, as far as marketing, this is just one of the things I learned, and I think was one of the things that was holding me up, especially in the music realm. I don't, that's that shyness that I was telling you that I had to get over, like being too introverted. And people, especially nowadays, they want to get a feel for your personality. So what I started to do was, I started to like test myself. Like I started to like force myself into just situations that I would normally avoid at all costs, and like just really just get out of my comfort zone all the way. Because that's how I do. I just
No,
jump into
I
it.
was gonna say, okay, like, I mean, everybody approaches this differently, but like for me personally, like I've never like I've always been very extroverted, so I never understood introverted people. So what I had to do was I actually read a lot of personality books to understand different personality types, because when you can talk to somebody, have a 5-minute conversation. Nowadays I can talk to somebody for 5 minutes and I can completely understand their personality type, and because I understand their personality type, I know how to talk to them, because everybody has such different perspectives, but when you can understand personality type, you become more relatable.
I got a
So the
question.
more
What's my personality type? What do you read? Do I
I feel
sound
like you're
introverted?
not, like, I think you say you're introverted, but I honestly don't think you are, to be
So let
honest
me
with you.
explain it to you. That's what I was.
There's a lot of introverts who are like that, but then when they're in a small setting or like couple people, they're
Yeah, and this is like my third or fourth time talking to you guys. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
So
I think
I'm way more. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but not only that though. I started doing like little exercises to like try and work my way out of it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's gonna stagnate me from growing as far as my business is concerned. So I feel like it's just something that I needed to overcome. So I started like just putting myself in them settings, like even on Facebook and stuff like that. So now I feel like the best way I feel like I've been getting the best response from people out of all the years that I've tried things by being myself and like giving them. I used to be afraid to show myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? What I be thinking, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I used to be afraid to show that because I felt like it was like not good enough or not smart enough or just, whatever, you know what I mean? So, but
Dang.
yeah.
That's a clip. You gotta clip this
and
part.
it's me
There's
telling these
so much
stories like
gold and
I would
nuggets.
never share this with anyone. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, you know what I mean? I would keep it inside, you know what I'm saying? But now that I have enough courage to share all my shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? And people are responsive to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was what
Being
was missing.
introverted can also mean you're more like a homebody. You like to stay in. You prefer not to talk to people if you don't have
It's right
to.
here.
You
This
know.
this is where I
But
stay. This is my domain right here, my office.
like the fact that like you're very social now and you're very open now, I feel like that's growth right there already.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm proud of myself for it. I ain't gonna lie. It was
Yes.
Yeah.
hard. It was
Yes.
scary.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how I teach marketing, but okay.
what do you mean? What do you mean?
I,
How do you teach
Well,
marketing?
it's not about being yourself. It's about really understanding who is your customer and having deep empathy.
Deep
You know,
empathy.
my value has nothing to do, the reason people pay me big money has nothing to do with my self-esteem. It has nothing to do with, um, it has nothing to do with my bank account. It has nothing to do with me being myself. The reason people pay me big money is because I solve their problems for, not for a moment, but for a duration. And there's a ripple effect. There's tangible benefit and intangible benefit. There's
There's results.
emotional benefit. Like when your business works emotionally, it feels good, and then you bring that home. Like it affects like all, like when we fix your business, like there's a ripple effect, and it affects like all areas of your life positively. So
I
the
was
So
just
I would
value is
say,
not
Joe, I
in
would say,
me. The value is in the improved conditions
That
of the
you
client.
provide.
well, I was gonna say I think that the difference is that when you're selling a product, then the value will be the product. But if you're selling yourself, which is basically the service that I'm selling people is myself. Like, so I want them to buy into me. I want them to buy into the music that I create, and I want them to buy into the podcast that I create. So I'm selling content to them of
It's your
myself.
personal brand.
oh,
It's your
but
personal.
Yeah.
August,
So I
Yeah.
think, so
Yeah.
but if I was selling
And
like
I would say,
like
with
tea
all due
bags,
respect, okay, people aren't buying you. They might be buying, like, okay, I listen to his music and I feel good after listening to his music. But people buy for selfish reasons.
Of course. But they also buy you if they see that you're valuable, right?
Well, if they feel shitty about you, they're not
down
going to buy
to
from you. So you can repel people by having an obnoxious personality. But, we spend money on things that there's a common thread in all of our spending. We spend money on things that make our life better. Why do you pay your rent? Because it makes life better than being homeless.
but
Why
there's
do you get your brakes fixed on your car? Because life is better to have working brakes.
but
Why
there's
do people buy Jack Daniels? Because they think it'll make their life better. It's perceived value versus
so
real
I
value.
think the product to August is what he's projecting is not necessarily a product, but see this what people are buying with is their time. Like it's so in terms of like a product is when you talk about tangible, intangible, what August is trying to project is the podcast that he's sending out or the messages that he's sending out is supposed to help people, impact people, right? And
Right.
it's
They'll
people
pay for that.
investing their time. It's really people investing their time in to tune into his podcast so that their lives could be changed. So it's not really them spending money, but it's them like time is also value. Like there's also time is also valuable. So why would I listen to his podcast? Why would I waste my time?
so just
Like
and
what?
just to piggyback off of what Penny's saying, if you ever seen on Netflix The Social Dilemma, have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
So it explains how Facebook and Instagram is basically stealing, taking your time, and they're selling your time. So by you, scrolling on the screen, your time is actually being monetized through ads. You know what I mean? When you see those ads, that's the same thing that I'm doing with the podcast, just on a smaller scale.
Yeah. That's a rough business model. Good luck with that.
I'm only
Wait, I
saying
don't.
that because
Are you trying to build a business with it, or are you just trying to get people to like tune into your podcast right now?
I would just based off tune into the podcast, but based off of like what Joe was saying a little earlier about like your personality. You can have a dick as a personality. You can be a dick as a personality, but there's a group of people who
Yeah.
like,
You'll alienate people.
huh? No, but you're gonna attract people though, because
Yeah. You'll attract dick.
Yeah.
but the thing about it is that they're gonna boost you up to become, what I'm saying, the king of the dicks, if that's who you are. You get what I'm saying? And then other people are
That's
gonna
what
start.
you're shooting for.
But I mean, that's how it works, because if you just be your most natural self, you're gonna attract people
Who are like you?
that think, yeah.
So,
And
so,
that's
so
what
you're more interested in creating a tribe.
well, not. It's more like a core
Yes.
fan base that is going to buy, like, so like I sell merchandise. There are people that have been with me since I started, right? They've been watching my growth and development since I first started rapping, right?
Yeah.
And they buy all my merch, you know what I'm saying? Whenever I do something, they support it, you know what I'm saying? So they always DMing me for things, and I'm bad at that, but they DMing for shirts and merchandise and stuff like that. I'll show you a shirt real quick.
Oh, you know what, August? I think what you need is a awareness. Like I think you need to figure out what's your awareness, what's your message, and then maybe have your merch be part of your selling point. But
Yeah, I don't know how to
you could
incorporate
push
that yet.
Yeah, there is no tribe without a leader. There is no leader without a tribe. The highest paid person is the tribal leader, but people don't follow a person, they follow a cause. So
The
what do you
mission,
stand
the
for? What's
mission,
your
yeah.
cause? What's your mission? What's your purpose? That's the stuff that's
So
going to
I think
magnetize people
what
in.
August's issue that he's running into is kind of similar to mine. There's all these like issues and all these topics that
Yeah.
he wants to talk about. And because there's so many topics and there's so many things, it's hard to narrow it down to one cause. So
And that's the
I
only
think
reason why I did the podcast too, because it's like it kind of helps focus it at least for one day. You know what I'm saying? And
so
you know what I mean.
But you need
you
to know who your
okay,
tribe is so that you
August,
can tailor your
like
message for them.
August, the title of your podcast is called The Collectives. When
Mhm.
people hear the collective, what I think what you need to map out is like, what does the collective mean? You know, what does it mean to you?
So
That's the most
the collective means to me is a collective of ideas and thoughts for one subject, so that we can what it does is it makes it inclusive. You know what I'm saying? The idea of it being the collective is to create inclusion from every demographic, every walk of life, every person, you know what I mean, that is dealing with even a relationship issue. They have a voice on the collective to give their perspective or give their story. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's childhood trauma,
yeah.
everybody has a voice, you know what I'm saying? And that's the
So
purpose.
I want you to take like all of that and then have like I want you to take all of that and then have like this message all in one. Like have like okay, so like for example, my girlfriend and her husband started branding, right? They have a merch right now that they're launching called The Love of the Culture.
Mhm.
When you hear the love of the culture, you're just kind of like, okay, what is that? But there's a message behind it, and the message behind it is like every all walks of life, right? All walks of life, blah 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 blah. The love of the culture, people from different urban backgrounds,
Mhm.
with different experiences, and loving the culture and stuff like that, right?
Man,
So
yeah.
I think your like title is the collective. I think you need to have like a message behind what the collective is,
Mhm.
and using that message, applying it with okay, so like with your merch, because see, the thing is, if people support your product, which is your merch, your t-shirts, whatever,
Mhm.
people support that. That supports the business,
Mhm.
which the business is gonna support the awareness, which the awareness is gonna project the message to the people. So I think that's what you need to focus on is because it's easier to market when you can like narrow it down to like what your
Mhm.
brand is, what's the movement, like what do you want to accomplish with it, what's the purpose, and then you can
Yeah.
come down to like what the sale is going to be, because then
Okay.
when you can come down to what the sale is going to be, Joe can help you with your merch,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
sale.
I'm not there yet. I'm still at the building stage of before, you know,
Podcast.
I'm giving him something to package up to be able to sell for me.
So if you're still building, then I think um it is really difficult to market something that like you haven't, like if you haven't, so
It's
like
called
it's kind of hard to,
vaporware. It doesn't really exist yet.
Vaporware.
yeah. So, cause I know where you're at because I was there too. Like when I was talking about my coaching program, I was kind of like, I
Mhm.
don't really know where to start. I don't know
Oh
what to talk
yeah.
about. I don't
I'm
even
just trying
know.
to start somewhere so it just start
Yeah.
rolling, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said you got 7 episodes in the can. What you got to do
Yeah.
is start publishing them,
That's
edit
what
them
I'm
and
doing.
publish them, and then that'll prove to the world that you're serious about this.
Right. I agree. Like publish it, but
But back to
I
what you
don't.
were
I
saying.
honestly don't even think you should publish it until you think about your brand, which is the collective, and you think about like
Yeah,
the awareness and the message behind that, and
yeah.
then that's when you can put all the videos together and publish it
Okay,
because I think
okay.
that's really important. You don't want to just throw it out there. You want to make
Right,
sure that it's all like it's casting your vision. Like
right.
it's all together. You know what I mean?
And that the statement that you were saying right there, that's where I think that's where I was failing at. I think that's the missing piece because even like the more shirts, right? More means black, right? So I was just talking to like, you know what I mean, the black cause, black money, black power, black respect, but it's more
Yeah.
part money, more power, more respect. And it's like a play on the word, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And most people didn't know that. They just thought the shirt looked cool, you know, and I did a terrible job of putting that brand out there
That
to get
message.
people to
Yeah.
yeah to come and buy into it, you know.
Yeah.
So just like you're saying with the collective, I'm gonna do something. I need to figure out how I could like
Because
I don't know.
like Joe was saying, like exactly what Joe was saying earlier, people want to support a cause or awareness.
Yeah.
And me personally, when like me as a consumer, when I look at a product, I want to know why I'm buying into that. Or like if even if I'm tuning into your podcast, like why am I tuning to this podcast? Like why would
Uh-huh.
it be important to me, you know? And
Uh-huh.
so when there is a movement behind it, I get passionate about it. I want to listen to it.
Mhm.
I want to know
Mhm.
what people are talking about.
They
So
get them hype.
I
Yeah.
think if you put yourself in like a consumer's perspective or like your audience's perspective
Mhm.
and think about for a moment like what are they gaining out of this, what do they want out of this. I think
Mhm.
it'll really help you with like what you want to accomplish with that. And
Okay.
even if like when you have all of that like planned out, like people would start wanting to buy your t-shirts just to make sure that your business stay up, you know.
Let me
Yeah.
share something, August. Stop your screen share.
Oh.
I'm sorry guys, my son is like playing some kiddie music in the background.
What music?
So one of the things you want to do is, really figure out what your brand represents.
Mhm.
And so, who is your target market? Okay. Why are you unique from other podcasts?
Mhm.
Why is your show unique and special and different? What's the benefits? How will you be better off? What's the benefits of this show? And, do you offer a solution like having conversations that are important to have? And then at the bottom here, this comes straight, the very last sentence comes right out of Think and Grow Rich. My chief aim is to provide this kind of market, this kind of solution, so they can get this benefit by applying my specialized knowledge and expertise in whatever your expertise is.
Mhm.
So my chief aim is to provide the collective a place for masterminding the best ideas so you can think a different way by applying my specialized knowledge and expertise in unique conversations, whatever it is. So you need to like follow a formula like this, because when you do it, when you say my chief aim is or my mission is, like you're really speaking into the tribe that you're defining.
Mhm.
If you want to attract your ideal customers, you need to define them first. And so, what you really want to do is get into like an empathy map. Oops. And you really want to say, who is my ideal, audience member?
Mhm.
Who are they? What do they need from you? What do they see? What do they say? What do they do? What do they
So
hear?
can you also share that empathy map in the resource as well?
He's like, I'm giving away all my secrets.
Ray, take a screenshot.
Okay, let me see. Empathy map. Yeah, I got it.
Oops. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. Share that.
So, if you want to attract the right kind of people, August, you need to define who your crowd is.
Okay. I'm thinking just anybody, I guess
It's not anybody.
well, someone that is my age, like between the ages of like 25, or I guess like 23 and like 38, 39, I guess like 40.
So what void do you feel in the marketplace that they're not getting anywhere else? They have needs. What is it you're providing that no one else is?
It's entertainment for the most part, but it's a different kind of entertainment where because like most podcasts, they talk about pop culture, or they talk about like like just pop culture, what happened with this rapper, or this famous person did that, or blah 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 blah. Whereas my podcast is actually geared towards the people, and it's like giving the people an opportunity to voice their opinions on what's happening in everyday life versus what's happening in famous people's life, because that's what they're constantly being fed. So I think that this is kind of like a break from that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of like carving my own lane, you know what I mean? because I don't really see any podcasts that are actually not panels. You'll
You
have like
know,
one
you know
person or something like that.
exactly what it is that set, so you know exactly what it is that set your podcast apart, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how the idea started. It's like this is different.
So I think if you know that that sets your podcast apart, that's what you need to hone in on, I think. That's
Okay.
kind of like the message, that's kind
Yeah,
of,
the natural combo that I need to have.
yeah. That's going to be your market. That's going to be your audience, the people that you want to um be viewing your podcast are the ones that don't really get to voice their opinion, people that can relate to the messages that you're giving out.
And it's really people who have, because you know how like you were in a relationship when you were younger and you were dumb, and the things that you messed up on in relationships, the good and the bad, the things that you accepted that you shouldn't have accepted, the things that you did that you shouldn't have done, and then you kind of learn from those mistakes, and then you transition to this new person, and then you know what I'm saying, you have this intellect or this knowledge, that you didn't have when you were like super young, and I think that that people who are going through it would be interested in like having an idea of what is being said and what's being understood, and then people who have gone through it, they kind of want to have that echo chamber where, these conversations are being discussed and they're not as ignorant as they used to be. Like some women, for me, relationship wise, if a woman is very insecure about herself, then she starts to exhibit it in different ways that most people will perceive it as love. But if you were, a healthy individual, you would see how that's a toxic trait. And that's what kind of like, that's what the podcast is supposed to like, bring out, it's just being able to, identify a lot of the traits and things that we as a collective thought that was, okay, or is an example of love and what's not. And even going as deep as to kind of talk about where it stems from, you know. So we just kind of just throwing ideas out there, and just
Yeah, so it's like collecting little bits and pieces of, people people's lives, like,
Mhm,
their life experiences, and being able to portray or give that out to the world,
mhm.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So here's the challenge is people surf the internet like crack crazed monkeys searching for a banana. And
Mm-hmm.
so even if they find your podcast, even if they subscribe for it, you want to create something that's so good and so juicy that they're hungry to come back. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not good enough to get people to watch one episode. You got to give them a reason to come back and what you're going to provide them that they're not getting anywhere else.
So let me tell you what my thought process on that, right? So I know that the podcast is an hour. It's from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock every Saturday. What I do is I listen to the podcast again by myself, and then I go through and I clip all of the parts. Like, you know how like our conversation at certain points, just even in this
Like the gold
this
nugget.
podcast, yeah, it'll get dry at certain points, but then you like Joe starts saying something that's like amazing. You know what I'm saying? That was like, oh, can we clip
I
this?
do that.
Right. So we go through, I'll go through and I'll just listen to it all, and then I'll clip, what I'm saying, the juicy part, and then I'll just package it. You know what I'm saying? I put the filters on it and then add the like and subscribe button at the end, and then I don't put the intro because people's their what's the word I'm looking for?
Attention span.
Attention span. Thank you. People's attention span is very short. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of clip it until, just the juicy part. I package it the right way. I have the question up there so you don't have to keep reading. It's on the screen so you know what we're talking about. And then at the end, it's like real quick, very brief, like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good strategy.
Right.
Sound bites are attractive. If you edit it down and get
Yeah,
rid of all the ums and the ahs and the awkward
right.
pauses, then
Yeah,
it's
get
more
all that out of
tolerant.
there. You know what I'm saying? And just give you and then that's what I do. I just sit in iMovie like all day. I'm gonna show you. This is the new one that
I
I'm
need
doing.
you to help me out. Yeah.
I got you, man. All you to say the word. We'll set this whole thing up. I said an iMovie, so the new one that I'm doing right now,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And what I do is I take it from my phone and then I clip it on in here. clip it on iMovie on my phone, and then I just set it up in here, and this is the actual footage. So like, I'm gonna show you, like, they're all clipped though. You get what I'm saying? So like, this is one clip that I'm gonna
that men are,
I'm gonna do,
for lack of better words, desire more partners, right?
It's short, watch.
Versus women who want to be monogamous. From what I understood, she was saying, you know, unless you are willing to be woman 1, 2, 7, 35, 68, 174, don't stand in that man's way. So you have to be willing to play all positions, all roles. If you're gonna try to lock him down to be in a monogamous relationship, you need to act as if you are a poly woman yourself, if that makes sense. Otherwise, don't tie him down, because men like to roam in nature, or by nature, I should say.
Today, a lot of women, especially,
so that's one clip. This is the next
younger
clip.
women, you know, they just want everything is a show. You know, it's not real relationship. Everything is for attention or cloud or got baby vacations and all of this craziness, but they don't even really understand what it entails to be in a relationship. You know, especially with a man who is moving, you know, moving forward and stuff like that. So they're getting caught up in the aspect of, oh, you know, we're going on trips and we're doing things. He's buying me stuff and blah, blah, blah. You know, but this man got a lot of other shit going on, you know, important shit. He's trying to build his own generational wealth for his family and shit like that. And she's coming in here with.
But you kind of get the idea where I just go through and I just chop. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like hole punch my pop. Yeah. And each one is gonna be a clip, and then I'm just gonna do all the. And I set it up so fire that all I have to do is just take the credit, the end credit, and just attach it on there, because this is the actual end credit. So this is how it looks. This is what you'll see at the end every time.
Sick. It's like vaporwave stuff. But so what does your friend say? So what did he say? He said what did he say in that last clip?
Oh, see, he's hooked. It must be working. He was saying, he was talking about how
some people, how some guys, they don't want to be tied down and they're just focused on.
Well, he was talking about how, like, you know, we live in this Instagram age where, you know what I'm saying, you know how like women, they want to be trophies, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to contribute anything to your cause. Like if you're a man that's building and working all the time and, you know what I'm saying, building your empire, there's some women that want to come along and just kind of like ride the wave and just, you know what I mean, not contribute anything. And they're
looking for an easy path. They're not looking to. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem in relationships today is very few, like it takes a man and a woman, but they don't play as a team.
Exactly. And
if you're not a team, it's not really a healthy relationship.
And we talk about how some women, you know what I mean, because we don't really put the spotlight on women, but some women just want to be kept, and that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to just be kept, you know what I mean? So that's kind of his stance on it. And my friend, she had the opposite stance, you know what I'm saying? And that's on there as well. But they were talking about how this video, she was talking about how a woman wants a man to just be monogamous to her, but she doesn't want to be everything that man needs. You know what I mean? She want a man to be everything that he needs, and this is not, you know what I mean, attacking just women, but this was just subjecting women. You know what I'm saying? This is not like, because men have their own issues, but we weren't talking about that today. We were just
talking women, a lot of women, not all. They're not looking for a soulmate. They're not looking for a soul provider. They're looking for a vibrator with a wallet.
Yeah.
Vibrator.
Oh my gosh.
Penny, is that true?
Oh my gosh.
She's like, how did you know?
Just generalizing them. I'm gonna like add a little quick thought, and then I'm gonna hop off because my son is acting crazy. But you know, I think in your video when you talk about marketing, I think you should have a really short, like 10-second intro of what the collective is. You should always have like a really cool intro in the beginning to introduce your podcast, and then the closure. In my opinion, I think it gets really interesting and draws people in when your closure talks about what the next episode is going to be. Like, hey, if you guys really enjoy this, you know what, stay tuned into the next episode, because this is what we're going to be talking about. It's going to be fired, and then, you know, it draws
Next
people
week,
in.
I'm
Like,
bringing in this guest expert. Look forward to that conversation.
exactly,
So
exactly. So I
this
think
was the original intro. I and it did, this is just tell me what you think. I kind of like I felt like it was just too long to like
My
you know what I mean
song.
put on every time. Hold on, let me turn it down a little bit. It sounds kind of loud. Is it loud? Is it too loud for you guys?
no.
Okay, let me turn it on my computer. Let me just show you real quick. This is my intro. Is that what you're trying to talk about?
No,
Well,
I feel like
I
I
got
feel
a
like that
problem
intro
with
is
it.
really cool, but like it doesn't talk about like it, when I see the intro, I see the title of what you guys are, but like I don't know, it doesn't grab my attention. Like it doesn't represent something. Like I
Okay.
needed something. I needed to like I needed to be like 10 seconds. I needed to like represent what the collective is. You know, like it could be even you talking like, hey, this is the collective. This is what we're all about. Blah blah blah
Okay.
blah blah. You know, like
Okay.
it
Mm-hmm.
needs to be exciting. Like you
Mm-hmm.
need to be a little bit because that is very mellow. It's not enthusiastic enough where
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna grab my attention.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, like it's a really cool graphic. Like when I see that, I'm like, okay, you know, that's kind of cool graphic. You know, that's kind of like a logo,
Mm-hmm.
but like that's not really grabbing my attention. Like, dang, this represents the collective. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is you know this is a message you're trying to give out. You know, like I need to see that. Like,
I get what you're saying.
yeah,
So I've been working on like a slogan, you know what I'm saying, to kind of like say like this
yeah,
is the collective where your perspective, this is the collective where you give your perspective. It's some. I forgot we wrote some shit down, but I know what you're saying, and I could say that and create like that as an intro,
as an
and
intro,
instead
yeah,
of this, you know what I'm saying, and then probably
yeah.
like have a little bit of music. I see what you're saying
Even
now,
if
so they can
yeah,
get my personality, and
even if you
I'll
have
be
that
like,
intro, like even if you have that intro, that music playing, and that like whole graphic, but maybe have a like your voice in the background, because I think
mm,
people need to know you. Like they need to know
mm,
who you are, who the host is, and like maybe
mm.
like something along the lines like, hey, what's up? This is blah 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 blah. This is a collective, da da da. You know, like something
Okay.
exciting. You know,
Okay,
like
okay, okay. I got you. Yes. Damn. Okay, you just. I'm gonna work on that today.
You
Damn,
can
I
get
see.
an intro made on Fiverr too. That's what I did for my
I
podcast.
know, but I
So,
record music, so I
okay,
can
so you
record
can
the
record it
intro and shit
yourself.
like that. Yeah,
yeah,
I can
you do
record
music,
myself.
so you should like get
I know
like put
time to
something
do it
really
too. Mm.
yeah.
Dang, you
So.
just really like brain blasted me
Good.
just now. Jesus.
Well, I'm gonna hop off, guys. Good night.
All
I will talk to you
right.
guys on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll see you
It is like
Wednesday.
1 a.m. here. It is 1 o'clock here. What time is it there?
2 o'clock.
last time we went to like 3.
1:51.
We went to like 3 or something. Yeah, remember.
Last time we were giving Joe relationship advice.
Oh yeah, last call. Yeah, last call. We are giving Joe relationship advice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
well,
right. Well,
it's
you
not
guys have a good
working.
night. Yeah, it's not working.
No, we're
Watch the collective podcast. They
I'm
got good
trying to give
advice on
advice to
there.
you, Joe.
yeah.
Yo, watch
Well,
it.
you
I'm
guys have
telling
a
you.
good night.
Good
All
night.
right.
I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Yeah. I'll see
Bye.
you Wednesday. Bye. So yeah, man. I guess
I'm gonna have to bail too. I'm getting a little bit exhausted here.
for
All right,
sure.
bro.
Sounds
Man, thanks, man.
yeah, man. Just put in the work for that, and then I'll send you this recording, August, and then whatever you thought was good, you could clip that, and then I was actually thinking of like, man, I need someone who could help me like clip my podcast, but
I got you.
maybe we could talk about that as well.
Oh yeah.
Like Joe Rogan, he does like his clips, right? And there's so much good stuff that was shared on these calls. It's just like, but no one's gonna sit there an hour and watch it,
Watch
you
the
know?
whole thing. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta go back there and do it.
So we need someone to clip, and so yeah, I'll send that, and then we'll chat, and then I'm gonna host a room tomorrow on Clubhouse at like 8, so I'll ping you guys in
All right.
for that. But but yeah, it was great. It was great chatting, and what are you guys gonna do now?
Shit, I'm about to call my shorty back and then shit, go to sleep. I'm tired as hell. I gotta be up.
For sure. Wait, so what they were talking about in your podcast thing, like, so what's the consensus that men are designed to roam around? They're not meant to be monogamous, or what's the
So just in our community, in our demographic, polygamy is a hot topic.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see a lot of couples in polygamous relationships.
Even women, even
Huh?
though you said even females, even though you
Yeah.
said females want by nature monogamous relationship,
Well,
they're not
that's
by
what
nature. Some don't, but yeah,
that's what they push for. You know what I'm saying? To be the only one. And I
yeah,
think that's because females are a little bit more competitive by nature. So,
sure.
I'll give an example. Like my best friend, is my best friend for life. You know what I'm saying? Whereas
Yeah,
females, they'll have best friends, but their bond won't be as strong as guys having a bond. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? They still have a level of competition within themselves. Some females are really tight, but you very rarely see females that are like for real tight. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll hear people talk about it all the
Why
time where
is why is that?
just in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? I can't really speak for every female, and it would be a lot easier to have a female on here to speak on it because I know some females that will actually talk about it. But it's because females just have this catty nature about them. Like they compete with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Than men,
They
huh?
yeah, and they use men to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Um, but we were just talking about, just the polygamy side of it. And what is being seen is that you'll have a man and two women who are all in love with each other. They're a throuple, and no,
Okay.
for real, it happens. Like for real, that happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
They're all
the
in love with each other, or they're in love with the guy.
they're in love with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
the women have their own relationship, and the man has a relationship with each woman, and they
Okay.
all, you know what I'm saying, like they all are in love with each other, and
But then the woman would compete for the guy. You're saying that's what you're saying.
that's typically how women think. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know what I mean, the ones that believe in monogamy, you know what I'm saying,
I gotta get him for my to be
yeah,
mine.
he's got to be mine. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying? Whereas, like, if you have, a man who's in a relationship with two women, they're okay, you know what I'm saying, with each other. And the reason why is that not only does it open up and free up their love for each other, it helps build wealth because you have three incomes coming into one household versus just two, which
Three
is
incomes.
yeah. So instead of a man and a woman having an income to support a family, you have a man and two women, so with three incomes. So it's like, say for instance, like someone makes 40,000, somebody makes 80,000 a year, right?
Yeah,
80 and 40 is 120, right?
yeah.
If you have a third person that comes in and they could be making, 30,000, you know what I'm saying?
Why would they help each other out financially? Why is that?
Well, because they are all in love with each other, so they're a throuple. You know what I'm saying? So they all live
Never
and
heard of it. Yeah,
they
that's right.
all live and they cohabitate together. You know what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying?
So they
And
do like threesomes,
yeah,
obviously.
if they want to, yeah. But they, you know what I'm saying? But they purchase, they pay for their living expenses. They pay for their cars together. They
And
pay
then
for,
then why not have like five women? Then you're
well,
combining five.
you gotta think about it like this. Imagine three people that actually get along. They're gonna have
Okay.
days where they're mad. They're gonna have days, but if you have five people, you're not gonna have five people that actually get along with each other. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
These people are actually like they actually are in love with each other. Like, I love this woman, I want
yeah,
to marry her, and I love this man, I want to marry him. That's how they look at it. All three of each other. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
they enjoy seeing each other with each other. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that, you know what I mean? That's how deep it goes. And that's how they built the foundation. But if you just add another person that's just like whatever, you know what I'm saying, just for monetary gain, everything is gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? But if you got, and that's kind of where the community is moving, because they're tracing it back to ancient Africa and traditions back then prior to slavery for the black community. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, that's just one of the things that's been thrown out. Not all black people are interested or agree with it. Like my friend, she doesn't agree with it. She doesn't agree with polygamy at all. So her views were opposing it.
Yeah.
Initially, the views were,
But
you know,
even in the Bible, there's like King David had concubines and Solomon. So like
you
but then monogamy was introduced after. Was it after Christ or was it before as well?
I think it was after Christ. Monogamy, monogamy is a Western European way of thinking.
But then how come it's been adopted by every other culture?
because of Catholicism. The Roman Catholic, they led these crusades all over the world, converting nations to Christianity by threat of death. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Christianity is so popular in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because of the crusades. And the church did it to control the population, because religion controls you. You have to have an undying belief in something that you can't prove. So you have to rely on your faith versus your logic. So by them controlling the world with these religions, you know what I'm saying? They've custom made it for each demographic. You know what I'm saying? Like most white people are Catholic, there's the Jews, you know what I'm saying? So all these different religions are all, you know what I mean? They're all against each other because there's maybe one slither of the story that is changed that they don't agree with, like who gave the message, you know what I'm saying? But I believe that the Bible, I have a Bible right here. I read the Bible. Is you know, I believe that it's allegorical, you know what I'm saying? And not meant to be
not a literal thing. Like Jonah and the whale. You don't think that was real, or David?
Well, there's a story about not Jonah and the whale. I thought you was talking about Noah and the ark.
I mean, we talked about this too. There's things about the flood that is in other cultures.
Yeah, like the story of Gilgamesh. Yeah, have you ever heard of it? That's older than the story of Noah.
Oh, okay.
You know but I think that, you know what I mean, I think that the stories are meant to teach a lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Through a story. You know what I'm saying? Because the best way that the mind learns is through stories. If you're entertaining it, you can slip the lesson in through the entertainment, but people are taking the stories literally. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about, you know, Adam and Eve, you know what I mean? I've never experienced or bear witness to a man giving birth to a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's just
not. Well, I mean, it's not giving birth. It says, you know, God.
That's exactly what everybody says.
Out of his you're saying that rib, and then he made the woman.
You're saying that woman. Yeah. You're saying that woman came out of man. I've never bear witness of a woman coming out of man, but I have bear witness of men coming out of women. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like it's turning your logic upside down into something that can never be proven, and the only place that you.
Good. How about the miracles of Christ then? Were those allegorical as well?
Well, if you think about the Bible, right? I've never seen any remains of anyone from the Bible.
Oh, the remains of anyone who died, you mean, from the Bible?
Well, everybody's dead in the Bible.
Yeah, everyone's. So you're saying there's no evidence?
There's no remains of anybody in the Bible. None of them.
There's historical evidence that there was a man named Jesus, even not from the Bible. You know,
what I'm saying is that everybody from the Bible, there is no remains of them. There's no Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a corpse of Caesar though? Is there like a corpse of Julius Caesar? Is there like a corpse of Marcus Aurelius? Like, are there?
I think that Julius Caesar, he played a different part in history, in certain history books where Jesus is not mentioned. The only place that Jesus has ever been mentioned is in the Bible. Jesus is not mentioned in any other historical book at all.
There's people there, like historical records of a man named Jesus.
No, I'm talking about when you read a history book, you will never find the name Jesus in any other history book except for the Bible. Doesn't that strike you as odd?
Yeah. No, I mean,
you know like literally no other history book.
I mean, there are historical writings, manuscripts that there was a man named Jesus that
well I'm gonna tell you why there's one of the things that is hard to believe is because the J wasn't even created when Jesus was born.
J? So what's J?
Yeah, the letter J.
The letter J? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't invented.
You gotta look at this.
Share your screen.
Oh yeah, okay.
Let me stop sharing.
Like right here, the writings of the 1st century Romano Flavius. And so if you look at the James Christos or so they have texts that talk about that as well. And Tacitus referred to Christ. The Roman historian and senator Tacitus referred to Christ his execution by Pontius Pilate, and the existence of early Christians in his final work, Ananias, AD 116. And the relevant passage reads, called Christians by the populace, Christus, from whom the name had its origin, suffered the extreme penalty during the reign of Tiberius at the hands of one of our procurators, Pontius Pilate. So they even have that, and that's not in the Bible. This is a historian's record, of history, right? He's a Roman historian and senator. He's not a disciple. You know what I mean? Maybe he turned into a disciple, but he scholars generally consider Tacitus' reference to the execution of Jesus to be both authentic, historical value about Christianity.
I'm gonna tell you like this: you can have an account, and check out the people who actually study the Bible. You know what I mean? As a profession.
Who studied the Bible?
Yeah, they're like I forget what type of majors they are, but they also don't believe that the Bible is a historical document. And these are people who have
There's a lot, yeah. I mean, most scientific, people would say no, the Bible can't be true because how can how I mean the flood that doesn't make sense, but there's stories
the
of
flood
that.
actually happened. They saying that
Yeah.
there was a great flood.
And there's things
And
about
the story of Gilgamesh says that. But I'm gonna tell you this: you should look up when the letter J was created in the language.
So
the
what is
letter J.
okay, and then that what does that have to do with Jesus though?
Well, because that means that his name wasn't Jesus.
It was okay. So the letter J wasn't created, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean you can look at
Back then they weren't using English though. They were using Greek and Hebrew.
right.
So
And the Hebrew language didn't have the letter J.
yeah. Well, in some languages they call it Yesu,
Yahshua.
Yeshua,
Yeah, Yahshua.
or Yesu, and they don't even have the J in Yesu.
Right.
So yeah, the J, the Jesus part. I mean, if you just take out the J of ESUS, Isis, that doesn't really sound, that doesn't sound like Yesu either. So in English, they made it try to sound like that. So that's why they have the J.
Nah, that's
Um,
not true.
but that doesn't. But that has nothing to do with proving Jesus's name, though.
What I was just saying is that the name Jesus didn't even exist. You know what I mean? Then that's
it was like how you say his name was different. You're saying
Yahshua, yeah. That if that was his name, but outside of the Bible, historically, Jesus isn't mentioned anywhere else.
I just showed you where it was.
But that was Wikipedia, man.
Bro, so you're saying Wikipedia? I mean, look up Tacitus. He was a real person. He was a Roman historian and senator.
I can show you some stories where the story of Jesus is being retold, or the story of Jesus, the same story of Jesus of a son being having an immaculate conception, meaning being
no sex and just
by, you know what I'm saying? I can show you that predates the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's a story that's being retold over the same centuries.
Yeah, but then they don't say that person was the Messiah, right?
It's the same exact story. I can show you where it's lined up, and it's the exact same story being retold over and over, just like the story of Gilgamesh and Noah.
Have you seen
way older?
Have you seen? There's this one movie called I forgot what it's called, but it was about, it's not the Da Vinci Code, but it's something else. But
Left Behind?
No, it's talking about something like that. I forgot what the name, but it's basically talking about that, how the Bible had false sources and all that. But then I forget the name of that movie though. But if you look into that, it's all that also had false sources. So you got to just look into it, read into it.
I mean, if you know what the Catholic Church did to the Bible.
Oh yeah, Catholic Church was super corrupt for sure.
Yeah, so it's like, you have to understand a lot of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Just in the Bible, that's just meant for control. So I kind of I respect everybody's
opinions. Yeah, no, I mean it went from Christianity being the most hated on religion to becoming the strongest, right, through force, and then now it's. I mean, now it's.
I would say they hated on. Everybody had their own beliefs, and everybody respected their own beliefs. But when
Yeah.
Christianity came, it became a you're going to hell and you're wrong and we're
European
right.
thing.
And anybody that disagrees with it is going to hell and we won't talk to you. We'll shut ourselves off from you. And that's not how humanity is supposed to act.
Yeah.
Humanity is supposed to, so there shouldn't be any division. Even if you have a different religion, a way of life, or way of walking, I'm supposed to be able to respect it and allow you to have your own journey, have your
Of
beliefs,
course.
have my beliefs, and still can commune with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, still be in a relationship. So then the question comes like, what is the truth? You know, what is truth? And that's what when Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life." Pontius Pilate, he was like, "What is truth?" You know, because that's true. What is truth? Like, what is true?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think it is, and this is just my personal belief, and this has been my journey. Um, so Jesus, people are telling you to keep your eye on a sparrow, you know, which is another name for Jesus. You know what I mean? And focus on.
Sparrow is Jesus?
You ever heard of keep your eye on a sparrow? You never saw that?
No, I don't think that's. I
Type
mean,
in.
there's. I mean, he says he leaves the 99 for the one.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
There's one like that. He leaves the 99 for the one.
Type in keep your eye on a sparrow on Google. See if yours come up faster than mine. You know my computer's.
Well, why don't you type it in? Yeah, type it there. On the sparrow. Keep your eyes on the sparrow. No.
Isn't that in the Bible? I'm pretty sure.
Look up Bible. Type in Bible after that.
Keep your eye on a sparrow meaning. Oh, Bible. There it is, right there. Bible verse. You listening over there, Ray?
What's my brother? That's like R&B music or something. Yeah.
Is that Janeko? Who's that?
Is it Janeko? Is it Janeko?
Who's that?
Yeah, it's my brother.
He's in Janeko?
Yeah, Janae.
Oh.
Let's say hi. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Man, coolin'.
How are you?
I'm good, man.
That's good.
Okay, check it out. So boom, it's in the Bible, Matthew 10:29.
Let me see. Wait, look up the whole verse. I don't know.
Okay, I got you.
So crazy you heard that. That's crazy, yeah. Keep her on the sparrow.
Yeah, it's Matthew 10. The phrase keep your eye on the sparrow means to be
totally focus on your objective.
Origin.
But then
this phrase originated of image of God's watchful eye upon sparrow, referenced in the gospel.
So what is that verse? I don't know what that verse is.
Matthew chapter 10, 29 to 32.
You gotta look up the verse though. I don't know what the verse is. Okay. Sparrow is a symbol of freedom.
I'll say Matthew chapter 10.
29.
29
to 32.
32.
Mather? Or Mather?
Yeah, it knows what I mean.
Are not two sparrows sold for a penny? That's it? That was so cheap. What did it say? Are not two sparrows sold for a penny, yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your father's care. Damn. So that means that God God knows. He doesn't let. Wait, are not two sparrows sold for a farthing? One of them shall not fall on the ground without your father. The very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore ye are more valuable than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess before my Father which is in heaven. So that verse too, it's like, you know, it's like, how do you say you know Jesus when like you never met him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, man. Well, Bible study today, I guess. Was that? I saw a clip on your iMovie. It said the Bible. So you do Bible studies and stuff?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Now we were talking about the Bible.
Yeah, I saw that. So I was like, what was that about?
That was an old podcast I did a long time ago when I first tried my hand at it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you need help with Anchor, let me know because I use Anchor for my podcast and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then yeah, I think that's good. But keep us updated, dude. And you know, when you want to grow and stuff, let me know. I could help you with that.
I want to grow now, man.
What do you want to get to? How much you want to grow by? Because I do growth campaigns.
Try to get to 10K.
Then you want to do like a 3K growth?
Yeah.
3K growth. Okay. I mean, so it's usually like I usually charge 200 per K, but can do that for like 100 if you want.
Okay.
So that'd be 300 to get to 11K.
Okay.
You'll probably be above 10K for a good
Okay.
amount.
You're gonna have to wait a minute because I gotta sort some things. I got some money
Sure.
tied up in different places. So as
Oh
soon as
yeah.
it's up, I got you. That's all I've
Okay.
been really waiting on, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. For the growth and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Let me know, and then we'll get that started for you. But in the meantime, you could do the work on the podcast and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good. But yeah, man. When are you uploading your first episode?
So right now I'm just doing it's all on my IGTV stories.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just doing the clips and just kind
Sure.
of building up the following from the clips.
Sure.
And then I'm just gonna upload all of those onto YouTube. I'm trying to make my YouTube a little bit better. So I'm
Okay.
gonna probably watch a video on some tips on how to improve my YouTube a little bit to just kind of make sure it just looks professional. And
Okay.
then like just focus on growing engagement and just really trying to focus on getting the audience up on Instagram. That way they're interactive.
Yeah.
And
Everything. Okay.
yeah, so that's just basically what I'm focused on is just trying to get the people to interact, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And
Your
just
content. Okay.
yeah, you know what I mean? Just not something that they like even now. I like the little bit I showed you guys sparked the conversation.
Yeah. That just that little bit we talked about.
It's infectious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know I have a great product.
Yeah.
That little bit
What
sparked
product? What's the product?
the conversation that the
We're bringing up.
conversation, yeah,
Yeah.
their perspective, the
Okay.
collective's perspective.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
then
product.
then you can monetize that later on, right?
Exactly. But I gotta market it to have people come and eat it up.
And
So I
eat
be
the
like, look at how many people, you know what I mean, I have eating this up. Do you
yeah.
want me to put your product in front of them?
Yeah.
$10,000. You know what I'm saying? Boom. All right.
$1,000 to get you.
And check this out. Oh, you know what I mean? Out of the 300 people, and I got a million people, but out of the 300 people that like,
Yeah.
or 300,000 people that likes it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's going to him, and he's like, "Oh my God, I need you to don't market me no more." You know what I mean? Because that's what was happening. Like with Gilly and them, they were like, they were calling me like, don't market me no more. I'm having too much business. This is it's going insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it works.
Through your
You know what I'm
marketing.
saying? Yeah, that type of marketing.
That's
I know Joe, he's more so
business, like kind of
like a
trying to help you
product.
make money though through the.
Yeah, he'll help you sell this pen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas with me, I'm selling it's more entertainment. So I'm selling a, you know what I'm saying? A
Well, I
person
mean,
out,
you're
like,
just trying to get more listeners, but I think he was just trying to help you monetize right away. You
yeah,
could,
but you can't
you
because
could-
there's really nothing there to monetize. I don't have anybody
Yeah.
that's been watching it, to be honest with you yet.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
So
I
that's
have to
what you're
get,
trying to work on.
yeah, there's nobody who's gonna pay, who's gonna buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody's there to even buy it. You know what I mean?
You
Because
got
nobody,
to build your audience up first. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's my primary focus is to just to get people come on and interact
Listening.
with this.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
And I don't have to even force
Good.
you to do it. It's infectious. Every time I bring it up every time I bring up the podcast or any topic in any audience,
Yeah.
any demographic, it becomes infectious and everybody has something to say about it.
Because it's causing conversation and stuff. Sure.
And Joe's demographic, you know what I mean, white middle-aged male,
Yeah.
can be represented. Your demographic, you know what I mean, can be represented. Penny's demographic can be represented, you know what I mean, as a female, you know what I mean, my demographic.
It's a good podcast.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah, and you can all have the that's why my goal is just to make sure the space is created safe and attractive to all.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. That's a good idea in Clubhouse, but dope. Well, yeah, let us know how that goes, August, and then we'll.
Man, I'm gonna be doing it, man. I'm be
Yeah.
y'all keep me, you know what I mean? Check me out, you know what I'm saying? And make sure you
Yeah.
like and comment on my
Go check it out, yeah. And then if you could help with like editing stuff, I'll send you this, and then I don't know how you're gonna do with the clipping wise for podcast videos, but you could I guess clip this whatever thoughts you thought were good, and we'll check it out and we talk more after that.
All right, what I'll do is I'll create a folder for you, whatever the name of your podcast is,
Yeah.
and just send it to me, and I'll put it in the share drive, and I'll share it with you as an editor.
Yeah, and then we'll have to edit some of those clips as well. But we'll...
Yeah, I'll edit it. I'll clip it for you, and then see what you think.
Okay. Yeah.
Check it out.
For sure. All right, man. Well, all right, August. Get some good rest, dude.
All right, man.
Yeah. All right, see ya.
All right, be easy.